All right. Looks like we are live, locked in, and ready to go back, refreshed from the intermission. I need my intermissions. There's no patching out my intermission. I need my intermissions, boys and girls. I need my Wednesdays. No, but we're back from break. We had yesterday off. We are back. Give it a day. And we're going to go hard for the next few days. We've got today. We've got tomorrow. We're going to be late night stream tomorrow night. So late night stream tomorrow night. It's going to be pretty late for JoJo Friday. So it's going to be like around maybe 11 o'clock Eastern. So if you're planning on staying up late and all of that, make sure you guys stay tuned. You know, stay locked in, stay tuned, because it's going to be late for Friday tomorrow. So JoJo Friday, it's going to be late, but you want to stick around. You want to stick around. There's going to be some awesome stuff tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that. But today we got a great discussion. Talk about the update from Mario Kart World that's making people angry. We're going to talk about the Super Smash Bros. Rumor that's very interesting. We've got other information, new announcements, trailers to go over, Capcom showcase presentation, and all sorts of stuff, man. Like, I'm actually pretty impressed with the amount of stuff that we have to go over today. We've got the Famitsu sales that's going down. We've got some updates to go over when it comes to the videos that I released. So let's do some housekeeping real quick with shout outs. Then we'll get into some of the videos. Then we'll get into the Mario Kart update. So don't worry, guys. We'll talk about everything here, all right? Let's just first start off with my man Dior. Justin with the 3.
I borrowed my friend's MSI Claw to play Claire 33.
Okay.
WTF was I thinking it is terrible to mess with. Lol.
Yeah, you know what? I'm done. I said this before. I'll say it once. I will probably never say never, but I don't ever plan on buying anything Windows or Linux based or any type of portable. I'm never buying one of those again. Like, my experience was terrible, and I would never buy an MSI Claw. Like, just the name itself just makes it seem like it's not good. MSI Claw. Also, flipping the switch with the 5.
Understand.
Shout outs to the classic Owada. Please understand. Let's go. Shout outs to flipping the switch. Appreciate that. You are now the stream ninja stream Hokage. Flipping. I'm surprised that you did not know about Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcross Worlds though. Flipping the switch. Like, I thought you would have known about that one. But yeah, we got Kirby coming out this year. 2 Kirbys. Kirby Air Riders and Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcross Worlds. Starcross Worlds is a full expansion to the original game that's going to add a ton of new content. And the game now runs at DLSS 4K or 1440p. Or I don't know it's at least 1080p. Let's just say that before I get schmixed. At least 1080p, 60 FPS. That's the new thing with Kirby's, that the game runs at 60 FPS on Switch 2. So yeah, you got to check that out. Well, if you ever get a Switch 2, when you get one, check it out. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you for the big 5. Anybody that's 5 or more, you can put up my man flipping the switch on the board. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's see here. It's a wrap. Switch 2 sales are done. You had a blast playing MK with you, OJ. Thanks for that. Yeah, we're gonna be back with Mario Kart Monday. Not this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday after that. That will be, at least I think that will be it. I gotta double check on a few different things, but I think that's gonna be it. Shout outs to Flipping the Switch once again. Big love. Stream the stream Hokage. Anybody there's 5 or more? Beat him out. Let's go. 8 on the board already. Let's go. Combo breaks. Flipping with the $10 donut says,
We have one real Kirby this year.
I don't know, man. That expansion's looking really good. Man, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. And then I watched that trailer again. And yeah, you're right. Technically, it's one. I mean, it's a spin-off. Air Riders is a spin-off game. But Starcross Worlds is an expansion to the Kirby game. It's an expansion to it. So, I don't know, man. I think Air Riders, I know it just sounds like, oh, just like a GameCube game. Dude, I think Air Riders is going to be really good. And let me tell you the reason why I think Air Riders is going to be really good, which I haven't talked about it too much. Air Riders is going to be really good because Masahiro Sakurai is making Air Riders. And this reminds me of before Kid Icarus came out. Remember, Kid Icarus was a unknown, well, it was known, but it was a very seldom used. There was 2 Kid Icarus games, okay? 2 games. And they were just kind of, you know, all right. They're just like, there's one on the NES, there's one on the Game Boy. And they were just okay. They never sold crazy big numbers. NES one did all right, but yeah. Yo, shout outs to Justin. What the candle? Read it. What is this? Right in the middle of my sermon. Tensei, Justin, yo, let's go! Oh my, yo, the Gendo Renet Tensei? Bro.
No Kirby hate tonight, please.
No Kirby slander. I'm not slandering Kirby. I'm not slandering Kirby. Yo, Justin, with the big hundo bomb. Yo, we're gonna get a Kirby stream though. We're gonna get some. We're gonna get Starcross Worlds, Justin. See, it's good that we waited and we didn't do the Air Rider stuff already, right? It's good that we waited because now we're gonna get a ton of Kirby Air Riders and Starcross Worlds. So that's all we need to do, man. That's it. That's all it comes down to. Shout outs to my man Justin once again. Yo, with the huge drop. I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to beat that out, but if you can, 100 on the board to beat out both of those. Actually, 103 because Justin did the 3 earlier. But like I was saying, Justin, I think Air Riders is gonna be great because Kid Icarus was not some type of known big massive game. Kid Icarus Uprising came out, and that game is incredible. That game blew me away. I did not expect to see the type of depth and the type of strategies and content that's in that game. I was not expecting that. I mean, I just bought it saying, okay, I want to buy it because, you know, it looks okay. But man, and I played Kid Icarus on the NES. I played Kid Icarus on the Game Boy. I thought the games were great, you know? But I think Masahiro Sakurai is going to go in on this one. So I'm expecting it to be really good, to have a ton of great content, to really have that polish and shine that Masahiro Sakurai games have, man. I'm expecting it to be really good. I really am. I think it's going to be really good. Oh, so in Sakurai you trust, man. Like, in Sakurai you trust. I think the game's going to be good. Like I said, I wasn't expecting too much from Kid Icarus Uprising. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a sequel or it's a follow-up to an NES and a Game Boy game? We hadn't had a new Kid Icarus in decades. It'd been like, what, 1990, 1992 or 19... It was the original brick Game Boy. I remember playing that back in the day, like in the early 90s, like playing on a brick Game Boy at my friend's house. Like, that's how long ago it was. Kid Icarus Uprising was, what, 2011? 2012 or 2011, something like that, like 2012. So it had been... literally, like, it had been 2 decades from that point. So it had been 2 decades even from more than a decade and a half ago that anybody had even heard of Kid Icarus, like even played, or they didn't do anything with that franchise. They tried to reboot it around the time that the Wii came out with Factor 5, but that fell through. There was a demo and everything they sent in, but it just never happened. But they tried to do a reboot with Kid Icarus and it just didn't work. Like a darker, grittier, like more mature looking Pit. And it just didn't work. You can watch the Did You Know Gaming on that. There is a Did You Know Gaming video on that. But essentially, there had been nothing. The only reason why people started getting interested because they had the redesign of Pit in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And everyone's like, oh my god, we love Pit. Bring back Pit. Bring back Pit. Like, people didn't even know who he was. But they're like, oh, he's from that one game, Kid Icarus. And then they put it out on like the ambassador program. And like you can buy it virtual console. So then people started playing it more. And it's like, oh, this is actually, it's pretty good, you know? So yeah. Let's see, especially for long for the Japanese market, because I believe Game Boy came out in the I believe Game Boy game only came out in the US, never Japan. I don't know if it came out in Japan or not. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that it was awesome when I played it back in the day. That's what I do know. Do you think that high velocity side of Racer will be a part of this game? I mean, it's maybe. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I'm guessing they're going to aim for a lot of cool items. They're going to aim for a lot of customization, like within the gameplay modes. One thing about Kid Icarus Uprising is that there's a lot of customization with the game, right? You can fuse together different weapons, which I didn't see beforehand, when Nintendo was talking about. You can fuse together different weapons. You can mix and match. Like there's a whole chart that essentially gives like a flow chart or something, or like a grid chart that gives you different types of weapons. You can customize the amount of difficulty that you have. There's like boss rush modes that you can do in the game. Like Kid Icarus Uprising is a game packed full of just super customization and combat options. So I'm guessing, and just like Super Smash Brothers, right? Smash Brothers is like that, and like that classic polish, the shine, the sound effects, the you know, fast loading, like all these little things that Sakurai does in his games. Like you can tell that Kid Icarus Uprising and Super Smash Brothers are made by the same person. Like you can tell that the same person makes both of those games. I think that's going to be the same thing with Kirby Air Riders. Like you're going to be able to tell that this is a Sakurai game with the amount of customization, the amount of difficulty options. Sakurai always loves putting like custom sliders, like from like 0 to 9. You know, you can slide the customization, a lot of different items and different things to use, right? Kid Icarus has a lot of items and weapons. Smash Brothers has a lot of items and weapons. So I think Kirby's going to be very different from Mario Kart World, or very different from other like Sonic Crossroads Racing. Like I think it's going to be a very different style of game that you can just tell that Sakurai made it, you know? Kid Icarus Uprising and Super Smash Brothers are two completely different styles of games, for the most part, but yet you can tell the same guy made it, you know? So that's what I'm guessing with this new game, you know? LJ, do you think Nintendo's going to change Mario Kart World patch or keep it? They're going to change it. They're probably going to change it. I don't even think it was intentional. I think they pressed one button and something else popped up somewhere else. I honestly don't even think that it was intentional. I think that when you do game development, there'll be times when something is masked or something is not there. You change something and then something else changes.
There's already the legendary machines parts in Kirby Air Rides, so I can see custom parts for some vehicles.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the $3, Justin. I appreciate that. Thank you for the big 3. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Nintendo put out a patch for Mario Kart World, and it usually people pick random so they can get away from doing intermissions and just do the 3 laps. But with the patch, it actually put the intermissions back in, even with a random pick. So that's what people are angry about, because they want to have that customization. However, once again, I don't even think that was done intentionally. Like they said, oh, let's put the intermissions in the random. I think they just patched it for other stuff, and something else just happened, like honestly, and they didn't even notice it. They might have not even noticed at first with the whole random thing. You know, I think they just pressed a few buttons and something else popped up, because that just seems so random to say, hey, we're gonna put this back. That I don't think that's it. I think that was something that happened in terms of like it was a way to like exploit or get away from it. And then when they fixed something else just happened. That just seems like a random reaction to things. It doesn't seem like they said, hey, we're going to go in here and do this. Or at least it'd be in the patch notes, or it'd be something like that, you know? He says, no, they put it in the patch notes. I read the patch notes. I didn't see that in there. Unless I missed it. My bad. If I missed it, then I missed it. But I didn't see that they said that they intentionally put it back in there. My bad. It just seems so random to me. George FT, what's good, man? Shout outs to George FT. Shout outs to Scott Wolford with the 29 months. Says, hello, I'm loving my Switch 2. Played Splatoon 3, runs great. Have no issues with Cyberpunk 2077, running on 120 hertz on my LG TV. Yes, it runs good on the LG TVs and everything, so that's awesome. Sorry, they technically didn't specify. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured, because I went over the patch on my video today, and I didn't see where they specified that. So I think they're going to I think they'll patch it again, and it'll randomly be gone probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. They just mentioned they adjusted random. Okay, they just mentioned they adjusted random. Okay. Yeah, they might have then if they said they adjusted random. But let me double check. Let me look just to see. Because like I said, I went over the patch notes and I guess I missed that part. Nintendo everything. We'll go to that, and then we will see what they have to say, and then we're gonna go over the Capcom. And I'm glad that I didn't stream the Capcom showcase. It was a nothing burger, like all. Oh my gosh, it was a nothing burger like always, man. Like, oh dude, I don't think I'll ever stream another Capcom showcase ever again, man. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that. Oh man, they legitimately, it's just straight up like marketing. Okay, let me see here. Adjusted courses selection random when selecting courses in a wireless versus race. Okay, adjusted courses selection. So yeah, I'm not sure, man. Like, I'm not sure if that means that they specifically put that in there, or if there was other things that they did. Like I said, they pulled one lever. Maybe when you picked random, there wasn't enough of the tracks that were being filtered in, right? There was only selecting from a certain amount. They found something, and then when they fixed that, that other thing just popped up, right? I mean, I don't know. That kind of seems like it was a random thing that when they fixed one thing, something else broke or something else exposed itself. But yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. I think it's going to be patched back out, honestly. Let's see here. Capcom showcases are just updates for games, never really anything new. It's really not. Although they did give us the Capcom update. They did give us, we did get Sagat Street Fighter 6. We did get some new Kitsunugami or whatever that game is. Is it Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. We got an update with the Mazo Talesman, Yaichi Waves. So we got that game, or that thing. And then there was some updates to some other stuff as well for Capcom. You know, we had Resident Evil Requiem Creators Message Dev Diary 1. They talked about that. They talked about Monster Hunter Wilds title update 2. That's launching on June 30th. Yeah, but I don't think I'm ever going to watch one of these because this stuff is just, yeah, like, yeah, I'm good. Party Man Kart World with the 87 months. Says the update to me was not good at all. As someone who plays a worldwide a lot in Mario Kart and enjoy the regular tracks, the intermission worked perfectly for Knockout Tour, but not the traditional racing. Yeah, I feel you on that one, man. I think that they're gonna patch it back in, or patch that back out. I think they're gonna do that, and I think it's gonna be within the next couple of weeks. We'll see that. So yeah, unfortunately though, you're gonna have to deal with it for right now, right? That's the unfortunate part. Shout outs to Party Man Kart. Thank you for the 87 months. Shout outs to Scott Wolfer. Thank you for the 29 months. I'm glad that you're enjoying your Switch 2, which more and more people are. So another thing, guys, I went to Walmart and I saw some Switch 2s, but there was barely any left. They had 30 to 40 or so. I said 5 when I first saw that 5, but they were taking those ones out, and there was some that were kind of tucked around when it comes down to it. So really there was only about a couple, 1 or 2 left overall when it comes down to it. So the Switch 2 restocks seems to be, people are buying them, they're sold out, or they're sold out in some places, not everywhere. So if you're looking for a Switch 2, check your local Walmart, check your local Best Buy. Some places do have them. Best Buy was sold out when I went there because I have a Best Buy and a Walmart pretty close to me. So I usually go there, pick up some stuff for the, you know, for the baby if they need food or for anything like that. Or if I'm, usually I buy like, I'll just like every now and then I'll just buy like a couple different Reebok shirts, like some extra shirts to wear. My wife is getting really tired of my tore up Super Smash Brothers shirt or my tore up Mario shirt that I wear. So now she says, you got to start wearing more, you know, like nicer shirts, or I'm not going to, you know what. So I was like, all right, I'll go get some more shirts. Calm down. You don't gotta threaten me. So yeah, I'm wearing more nicer shirts around in the house. So I usually go to Walmart every now and then and just look, see, and then, like, you know, every few days and just grab a shirt or two. I don't like buying clothes. I'll tell you guys that right now. And shout outs to Aries EMS real quick. I'll tell you guys the story in just a bit. With the 5, the Booker T, Spinner Rudy, 5-time champion, 5-time gifted memberships. Let's go. Thank you so much, Mr. Aries EMS. Welcome back to the stream too. How you doing, brother? Good to see you back, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the Aries EMS with the 5 gifted. Welcome back. 100 and what was that? That's a 10-piecer, right? Yeah, it's a 10-piecer. 128 on the board. We do have a new point system that we're doing. We're gonna do 150 for the what's it called, for the bonus stream stuff. Just because 100 is a bit too low, so we're doing that. But we're also gonna make sure that we actually get more of them in. So once again, 60 of course for the 1 hour extension. So I did update it in the description. Shout outs to my man Aries EMS. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Combo breaks. So yes, Aries, I hate buying clothes. I do not like buying clothes at all. I just don't like buying clothes. So yeah, I have to go there, and every now and then I'll spend $14 to $28 on a couple shirts. So I always check. The last couple weeks since the Switch 2s came out, I've just, like, you know, went to Walmart every few days and buy a shirt or two or buy something else. So let's see here. Nah, Switch 2 ain't sold out. It's artificial scarcity. Artificial, baby. Artificial. My small town EB games, some of them present restock. My local store had a few. Nice. Let's go. Yeah, I think in small marketplaces, you can find them. You know, smaller market, bigger marketplaces, it seems to be like they go pretty quickly, which makes sense. There's more people, so. Justin with the $3 dono.
Also, I was catching up on the stream Tuesday. Someone asked if you played Risk of Rain 2 on stream. You did on a crusty Western Switch port stream.
Yes, that was it. That was the stream. Crusty Western. Justin, have you been around for that long? That was a while ago. Wasn't that like 2 to 3 years ago? Okay, so you must have just been lurking, kind of. Okay, yeah. I did play it. Crusty Western game stream. I did, yeah. I did. Yep. Let's see here. Oh, the Savage Raven by Skull. Okay, so how is that Savage Raven grip? I think I need to buy that. Jacob Dressback sent a link to me. I think I need to check that one out too. Like I got a grip. Like I bought a pretty cheap Chinese grip, which I think it looks actually pretty good. I wish it was kind of clear so you can see the Switch 2 logo in the back, but outside of that, it's actually a pretty good grip. It's actually not bad at all. I've been enjoying it. I was at a chicken bowl place yesterday getting my wife some food. Well, my wife and myself some food, and I was playing the Switch 2 in there, and it felt pretty good to use this grip. It actually felt pretty good to use it. Still can't get one here in Japan. Can only get them through lotteries. Yeah, Japan. The funny thing about Japan, man, is Japan, the demand and the sales are like almost as high as like the US, which is crazy because Japan has way less people.
Ever since you played bot for a sponsor stream, so I have been here for a while actually.
Okay, since you played Breath of the Wild. Okay, so if I played Breath of the Wild for a sponsor stream, I think that was with Christian back in like 2020 or 2021. So you've been a while. You've been here for a while. So that's the Justin, man. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for being here for so long. I appreciate you. 134 on the board, getting closer and closer to that platinum. Let's go, baby. Thank you so much, man. Combo breaks. I've been using the Skull and Co since 2021. Their grips come with 3 different size grips. Okay, nice. Yeah, I need to check out Jeffrey. I need to check out that grip. Solid reviews. Do you have to import it? It's in the UK here. Yeah, I'd have to import it. Yes, it'd be an import for me. Yeah. Just got my Switch to enjoying the backwards compatibility. Yo, what's up, Miggy Side? I'm telling you, man. I've seen so many people like complain to me, yo, OJ, you know, and I'm not saying this like to be like a negative thing, but I've seen people say, OJ, I can't believe these people are making these videos. They're being so angry. They're so angry and upset with the Switch 2. They're done with Nintendo. And I'm like, guys, why are you worried about those people making those videos? Like that are, if they want to be, trust me, these people that are making those videos, they're probably going to end up buying one. I didn't say that to the person, but I was like, don't worry about it. Like people are allowed to not like Nintendo. Like, I'm not here to sit there and tell you to buy it or like it's like the great or like if you don't like it, then don't like it. There's other options for you. There's Microsoft, there's Sony, there's MSI Claw. I mean, there's Steam Deck. There's other options for you. You can play something else. Like you don't have to like Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to like their games. You don't. Sorry, I could. No, you can play other stuff, guys. Like, there's other things to play. You don't have to be upset. If someone says, I'm done with Nintendo, I'm done, I'm finished, good luck to them. Trust me. They're going to be like an addict. They're going to be like the SpongeBob SquarePants meme where they're like, they see, you know Donkey Kong Bonanza had their butt puckered. They're like, I'm done with Nintendo. They're like, oh, wait a minute. You know Donkey Kong Bonanza, if you like Nintendo or you like their games, and you saw, there ain't no way you didn't see Donkey Kong Bonanza and was like, oh, snap. Like, so, if you want to make declarations on YouTube or on Twitter, these former Nintendo fans or whatever, let them make it. They're probably going to end up buying it anyway. And even if they don't, trust me, there's going to be some new kid or somebody else that says, hey, look, I'll try it out. So, as we've seen with the sales. So there's no point in getting mad. People are allowed to not like Microsoft, not buy whatever they want. I'm not here to sit there and try to convince people. Like, I'll tell you what's good about it. I'll tell you what makes it unique. I'll tell you why it's good. I mean, literally nobody else makes what Nintendo makes. The gaming media will try to make it seem as if these damn Steam Decks and these PC handhelds are in competition. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
Claw is a wonderful choice for a Nintendo hater.
For a Nintendo hater. Shout outs to Triple Eight Job. Thank you for the 24 months as well. So what I'm trying to get at here is that people are allowed to like and dislike whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Like play whatever you want, like and dislike whatever you want. But like people making declarations that they're never going to play again, that's fine. Then miss out on Donkey Kong. Then miss out on Metroid Prime 4. Then miss out on Kirby Air Riders. Then miss out on Age of Imprisonment. Then miss out on the next big Mario game. Then miss out on Smash Brothers. Miss out on the next Legend of Zelda game. Miss out on all of that. Miss out on the next big Animal Crossing. Go ahead. Nobody's stopping you from missing out on all that. Like, and if you think somebody else offers something similar, good luck, because nobody actually does. Like, or you're gonna have massive droughts unless you just like third-party games. You're gonna have massive droughts on PlayStation, and with Xbox, they release things on everything. I don't even know what Xbox is anymore. Like, Ninja Gaiden 4 is a first-party game. Ninja Gaiden 4 is a first-party game. It's Ninja Gaiden. Like, what? I see Xbox guys saying Ninja Gaiden 4 first party. I'm like, what? Ninja Gaiden 4, that game, that you're touting that as some type of first party? Oh, okay, sure, first party game, sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's day and date on PlayStation and PC and everything. So it's like, Xbox is like, it's still great. Like, if you like Xbox, I have an Xbox, it's great. Play the games on there. Nobody's stopping you, but it's not like they're offering some type of counter to Donkey Kong or to Metroid Prime 4 or to Pokemon Legends ZA or to Kirby. Like, they're not offering anything like that. Now, if you want to spend your money on there instead of Nintendo games, then that's completely fine too. I have no problem with that. Lots of people do not like Nintendo's games, but I'm basically talking to the people that were like, oh, I'm a former fan. Like, bro, it's the same games that you played when you were a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're gonna rob yourself of all those experiences, hey, then that's fine. Go ahead and do that. You're probably gonna break down and get it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So so it's just kind of just cope. Let me tell you, like I said, I got into a heavy debate with someone on Twitter. I ain't gonna be, be hating or nothing. I ain't gonna say, but I got into a debate on Twitter, like a Spaces, and the person is completely, all it took was for Pokemon to run at 4K 60, and they completely changed their mind, and now they're all pro Nintendo. They're like, oh, all it took was one thing that they really wanted to see, because before we didn't know exactly how well Pokemon was gonna run, and then we got the news that, oh yeah, it runs really good, then all of a sudden they went out and bought it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it took. So a lot of these people are gonna crack anyway. If you're an actual fan of 3 to 4 franchises of Nintendo, are you really not gonna play it this whole generation? I don't see. That's not true. That's not true. Now, the people that just don't like their games for whatever, then that's fine. Yeah, they're probably not going to play. They don't need to. They've never had to, and that's completely fine. It doesn't matter. People are allowed. There's certain things that I don't like either. But yeah.
There's a great sale on the eShop now. I got Klonoa for $9.99.
I need to buy Klonoa. I need to get that, actually. Shout outs to Shaw X with the $10. Says Nintendo hater. DK Bonanza looks trash on a bad game. Here's my copy. I know. Thank you for the $10, Shaw X. So let's see here. Like, I saw Trips to retweeted the dumb article you're gonna saying how they end up playing more Steam Deck than Switch 2 despite they thought Switch 2 was gonna kill Steam Deck. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting article. I didn't even bother reading it. Thank you for Shaw X for the $10 dono. Also, big love to Justin with the $3 as well. Yo, we are out here. We're almost at the first platinum. Let's go. 150 for that first platinum. Let's get it, man. Thank you guys so much. 147, then 3 with the Justin chiming in there with the 3. 147. Let's go. Pokemon made them see the light. Does the grip heat the system quicker? No, because it's a very thin grip, like a plastic shell. I mean, it could theoretically, I guess, add a little bit of heat to it, but probably not too much heat. No. Probably not too much heat. So no, it's not a competition. It's just the gist of Steam Deck versus Switch 2. Only compare the specs and features. Yeah, ignore the other part. I might make a video on that, but yeah, ignore the sales part. Just compare the stuff that you want to. Life's too short. I don't care about the Grifters Geek videos. Exactly. Life's too short. So I'm not gonna rob myself of something because they did. Like, listen, none of these companies are perfect. I'll say this. I don't like everything Microsoft does. I don't like everything Sony does. I don't like everything Nintendo does. Nintendo's not my freaking dad. They're not tucking me in at night and being a role model to me for the most part. I just buy what I like from them, and that's that. If they want to throw a sponsorship my way, or if they want to throw a review code, I'll do that too. It's my job, so I'll also do that. But it's the same thing that I have. Microsoft also gives me review codes. People don't know this. Microsoft gives me review codes too. They like me because they know that I'm an old school Xbox guy. Microsoft has been following me since I first started this. because I was an old school original Xbox guy and Xbox 360. I covered the Xbox 360 at in depth back in the day. So Microsoft has been knowing me and my channel for a long time now, you know, even through multiple different memberships. Now, do I go to the Microsoft Fan Fest shows? No. But does Microsoft provide me with review codes if I want one? Sure, they do. I don't get anything from Sony, but I've never applied to get anything from Sony. So it is what it is there. I don't really care. Or like Capcom gives me codes. Anybody will give me codes if I feel like it, right? Or if I feel like covering the game, you know. Sega, they'll support the channel. They'll support with whatever. So that's just because it's my job. It's my job. Yeah, that's just what I do. But at the end of the day, like if these companies do something that I don't like, I'm not like, oh, well, screw them. I'm done with that. It's like, okay, I don't like that. I won't support that X or Y thing that they did. But that doesn't mean it's like, screw everybody that works there. Screw everything. I hope the company fails. I hope everything drops dead. It's like, I just won't support what they're talking about. Like, let's say, for example, if I didn't think Street Fighter 5, I didn't like Street Fighter 5. I didn't like what they were doing with that game. I didn't buy the game. I didn't buy Street Fighter 5. I'll buy Street Fighter 6. Actually, I've already bought Street Fighter 6. So, like, I'll support because I like Street Fighter 6. But when Street Fighter 5 came out, I wasn't like, oh my god, screw Street Fighter, screw Capcom, screw the whole company. I hope everybody dies, and I hope they'll, like, I wasn't going all nuclear like some of these people go nuclear. Even if you don't like something, like I said, I still support Sony. Sony literally took my channel and tried to sit there and shut my channel down at one point. They copyright striked me. They sat there, they lectured me in an email. Sony's PR lectured me in an email and all this other weird stuff. Okay, I was pretty upset with that, but does that mean I wanted them to die and the whole thing to everybody at Sony to get fired? No, that's my one little issue that I had with Sony's PR. That doesn't mean that I won't buy something, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't go all nuclear when it comes to it. Like, I'll be upset with one thing, I'll say, hey, look, I won't support this and that for whatever reason, but I'm not gonna sit there and condemn it to everyone and say everyone shouldn't get this or that, you know? Yeah, people get like way too emotional, you know? Grips might actually reduce the heat because it keeps the body heat away from the system. Maybe. Room Factory Guardians of Mizuma worth it on Switch 2. I'm doing my review, but I'll say this, like, it is and it isn't. The game is $70. I don't, like, value-wise in terms of content in the game, will you get $70 worth of content? Yes, there's like a bazillion things to do in the game. But quality-wise, is it really like $70 considering how the game looks? No, not really. It doesn't give you as much, like, it leaves some to be desired, and it doesn't run perfect. Like, it doesn't run bad. It runs at, it targets 60 on Switch 2, but it doesn't always hit that. But like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, those are graphically way more demanding and intense, and those games run at locked, plus they'll give you just as much content. So not sure if it's worth the 70 completely. But I do think that it's really good. So, hours wise, yes, it's worth it. In terms of overall graphics and scope and all that, maybe not 70. Now, if you can get it for 60 or 50 down the line, absolutely, it's definitely worth that. Yeah, $50, this would have been perfect at that, like a 50, 60. 70, it's a little bit tougher buy, but it is the full, you know, game on the cartridge. So you get the full game on the cartridge, so that's a good thing. So there's also that. So you might want to, you might end up paying the switch tax for that, you know? So yeah, nobody cares about, I don't even know why you're bringing up Tripster here, man. Nobody cares about him. He's just some random loser on Twitter, dude. Let's see here. These people are getting way too emotional. Yeah, people getting super emotional. Splatoon 3 takes up my time. Tried to go back to Cyberpunk, too addicted to splatting other players. Hey, there you go. Do you think, let's see here. Do you think we'll get any good info tomorrow from the investors meeting? There'll definitely be some info. I mean, obviously there's going to be some, you know, stuff on the sales numbers. So we're going to get the sales numbers overall for the last, the 3 months before this past month. So the previous ones. So we're going to get that. I think it's going to be, what is it going to be? April, May, June? Or no? Is it going to be... What are the sales for it? Yeah, it's gonna be like the last number of months. Somebody in the chat will correct me. But yeah, we're gonna get the updated sales numbers for all the games, so that'll be interesting to go over. We are gonna get the updated, you know, Mario Kart numbers and stuff, and then they're probably gonna lay out maybe some more plans for the year in terms of what they plan to do. But I don't think it's gonna be anything massive. Like, I think if anything that we get like new announcements or stuff like that, it's gonna be like at Nintendo Today, or it's gonna be at a Nintendo Direct or something, you know. So yeah. Let's see. I'm back and ready to debate you. Nah, JK. I have nothing, anything. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of retired from debates until it's someone that's not a complete moron. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll debate someone that's not an idiot. Like, but I'm done debating. I'm done debating grifters and idiots, man. Like, seriously, I'm done debating grifters and morons. So yeah. So it's all good. So it's so funny seeing people saying that they're going back to Mario Kart 8 because a new update or world, like it's not that deep. People are just saying that. Trust me, they'll still be on Mario Kart World. They'll just deal with it till Nintendo patches it out. Have you been posting Bravely Default any? I haven't got around to Bravely Default because I've still been playing Guardians of Azuma, Rune Factory. So once I finish Rune Factory, I'm probably gonna get to Rido next. Really get into that, and then I'll probably get into I'll get into Bravely Default at some point. But the problem is that I've already played Bravely Default and 100% of that game on the 3DS, so it's not the highest priority to get into Bravely Default because I'm playing games that I haven't played yet, you know, or I haven't really explored. So yeah. What's good? What's a good Kirby game on Super Nintendo? OJ, Kirby Superstar. It's on the Nintendo NSO app. Let's see. Just updated Mario Kart World. Should I not have? I think you have to update Mario Kart World in order to play online. So, yeah, you have to update it in order to play online. So, you can't get around that, right? What's up, King Cagney? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Playing Bravely Default for the first time, and it's so good. It makes me wish we had fun turn-based Final Fantasy. Yes, I'll say this. If you've never played Bravely Default, which a lot of you guys have not, because I know the sales numbers, and I know that it was a 3DS game, so it was a while ago, play Bravely Default. Pick up Bravely Default HD Remaster. It is fantastic. It's like old school Final Fantasy with a bit of a modern twist. You can queue up multiple attacks. There's different jobs. It's got a great story. It's got plenty of content. And I don't think they didn't fix the ending part. I don't think they fixed that. But outside of that, there's this really, really lame part. If you want to 100% the game, there's this really, well, actually not even if you want to 100% the game. Well, actually kind of yes and no. There's this really lame part at the end of, like, near the end of the game that is just completely corny. Now, does it tie back into the actual game itself? Yes. It makes you it's like a oh moment, like, oh, that's why they did that BS. But I don't like it. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like it. But that's the only real big negative that I have on Bravely Default. Outside of that, it's a fantastic game, you know. Outside of that, it's really good. Speaking of debate, I'm looking forward to the Shadow Fox eviscerate the guy again. Yeah, I'm like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna be tuning in for that. I'm done, you know. Like I said, that guy's just a clout chaser, so I'm good. My 3DS broke before I could finish Bravely Default. Oh man, sorry to hear about that. What's up, L Realist? Welcome. I started Bravely Default, but now I'm hooked on Pokemon Scarlet. I know I'm telling you, man, there's too much stuff. There's too many different things to play. There's not enough time. Like there's not enough time between work, family. You know, if you got school. Between exercise, between other stuff, you know, other responsibilities, TV shows, or whatever else you watch, there's just not enough time to truly go over everything that you want to play in the past and the present. Because like I said, that backwards compatibility just opens up Pandora's box. Like I covered, like today, I don't know if you guys saw my video, maybe a lot of you guys missed it, but I covered every Fire Emblem game, every major Fire Emblem game on the Nintendo Switch 1. Backwards compatibility on Switch 2. I covered every single one. And that made me want to go back and play more of Fire, in particular, Fire Emblem Warriors. It already played really good on Switch 1, but on Switch 2, I don't know, it just feels more responsive and better in the quality mode, even though the performance mode is better. But Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes plays incredible on the Switch 2. So even that's a game that you can go back and play on the Switch 2. So yeah, man. It's great. Hey, what's up, Paul Gale? What's up, Infernal Lycan? Welcome. What's up, Zombie Tech Pad? Shoutouts. Rena. Hey, what's up, Rena? I started Bravely Default, but I'm stuck on the Rune Factory and 100 line. Yeah, I'm stuck on Rune Factory. That's the game that I'm really playing a lot right now, is Rune Factory. Yo, King Cagney! Let's go! Finding the opening thread. Let's go.
I can officially say I'm a JoJo boy. I started it today. I'm halfway through season 1.
Nice. Yeah, season 1 is crazy good, man. Like, oh my god, season 1, that's definitely one of my favorites, is the original JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, season 1 and Season 5 are my favorites. Those are my 2 favorites. And also, speaking of Jiao Jiao.
OJ,
Yes.
let's make your chat feel old. You remember when Nintendo discounted their games down to $20?
Nope.
Most of y'all didn't see those prices. Man, what a time to alive, and Nintendo let us save money, lol.
Back then, man,
Any
yeah.
track from Mario Kart World.
Yeah, I remember that. We were talking about that on Twitter. The Nintendo Selects or Player's Choice. That was something that Nintendo did back in the day, where they would discount the games to really cheap prices, $20 or sometimes even, you know, whatever, $30, $20 or something like that. But that was in the GameCube era. That was in the 3DS era, and that was in the Wii U era. They did that. They stopped doing that in the Switch 1 era, but everybody stopped doing that. Microsoft stopped doing that. They used to have something called Platinum Hits. They stopped doing that. Sony stopped doing Greatest Hits. They used to have Greatest Hits. So yeah, everybody got rid of that. And you know why they got rid of that? I'll tell you the reason why they got rid of that. It's a marketing thing. They got rid of that because they did not want people associating their brands or values with being dirt cheap. That's the reason why they got rid of that. There were people even back then that used to wait for the Player's Choice or just wait for it and say, well, I'm just gonna wait for it. So that's the reason why they all pretty much got rid of that. They don't want it being marked as this is the discounted game, you know? So that's, and plus there's so many remakes, remasters, and re-releases that also causes issues with it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna check out Ruffy. But thank you, Shinru, for the $10 dono. But yeah, I mean, in the Wii U era, we did have that. So some people might have experienced that. They did have some discounted games in the Wii U era, although it wasn't as prevalent as the in the GameCube. GameCube Player's Choice was like legendary. Shoutouts to King Cagney. Shoutouts to Shinru. I appreciate that. Let's go, man. Thank you so much, dude. And shoutouts to Justin Sampson. Thank you for the subscription on the channel. We did hit our first limit break at 150. Next limit break at 300 for the double limit break. So I appreciate that. Let's go. Big love. Let me get this limit break going here. All right. Having more fun than I thought. Okay, we got the sequel. Yeah, it's good stuff. Thank you so much. Shout outs to King Cagney. Shout outs to Justin. Shout out. You guys are making this stream blow up, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. Shout outs to Aries EMS. Thank you guys once again, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Really does help out. Let's keep it rolling, though. Remember, if you drop a dono, make sure you put your music request in there. I will play a music track for you. Let me get some. Next up, we need. What do we need? We need something. I forgot who. Okay, Mario Kart. Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World music. Also, shout outs to Mega Lee with the 28 months, man. Thank you so much, Mega Lee. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you for the support. 20 hours into right out. Oh yeah, I already read that. I read that one. Would be really cool if N did bring back Player's Choice Selects, though. They're never gonna bring that back, guys. They're never gonna bring that back. So I can sit there and say, yeah, it'd be cool, and I can act like it'd be. Dude, they're never gonna bring it back. Like, they're just not. They're never gonna bring it back. Not with inflation. Not with their driving, like their rising workforce. That's never coming back. Would it be great? Obviously, it'd be great. But they're never gonna do that. I don't ever see them doing that ever again. It's just never happening. They're not gonna take like Breath of the Wild or Zelda and say, oh well, if you wait 3 years, you're gonna be able to get it for $30. They're not gonna. They're just not gonna do that. They don't want to. One, and two, it's just, yeah, like I said, they're just not. Their investors would probably flip out too, considering how popular Nintendo is not at this point. They're just not gonna do it. So yeah, I'd love it. I'd love for them to do it, but it's never gonna happen. They're just gonna do sales like every now and then. Oh, you can get Mario Odyssey for $40 or something like that. They're just gonna do stuff like that. They're never gonna bring back, hey, this game is permanently discounted for this. They're not gonna do that. Sorry guys, but it'd be cool though. Yeah, that was the pre-Switch era. Let's see. Can I join the Discord without having via YouTube? I want to cut out the middleman. Join the Discord without being YouTube. Cut out the middleman. You can join via Patreon. Like, you can do it that way. Or if you want, we can just do it. Like, if you want to just pay for a year, yeah. I mean, zombie. But you'd have to email me. You have to email me, and we can do it that way if you want. We can do it that way, Zombie.
I have been playing Ruffy, it's alright, but has some issues even when playing it backwards compatible on Switch too.
Yeah. It looked okay to me, but it just didn't seem like a game that I wanted to like play right away. It looks cool though. I'll take your word for it though that it's good, you know. I might play it at some point, but right now I got too much on my plate, you know. Yeah, Zombie, big love to Justin. Thank you for another $3, Justin. I appreciate your continued massive support on here, bro. Seriously. You've been incredible tonight. You guys give some love to Justin for that. 109 on the board. So Zombie, yeah, email me at playeressence30 Gmail. Yeah, playeressence30 at Gmail. You can email me. And if you want, we can just set up a direct link through Streamlabs or whatever, and you can just, if you want to just pay for the year, you can do that, and I'll DM you a link. But that's the only way that I can get you the link if we do it that way, because I can't, unless you're a part of Patreon, it's there. But if you want to just DM me directly, that's fine. And if anybody else wants to do that, that's fine too. If you want to be, part of the Discord, if you want to just like pay for a year or something like that, just straight up, and don't have to worry about YouTube, you can do that. Just email me, and we can get you guys going on that too. Let's hear. Jose says rumors Smash Brothers. Yes, let's get into that. I forgot about that one. Let's get into Smash Brothers. So apparently, this is a rumor from Kiwi Talks. Now, this guy apparently he's thrown out some stuff. He's a game developer. He's heard a few different things, and he states that he speculates and states that he understands the situation that in order for Sakurai to do a new Super Smash Brothers game, they would have to, he'd be able to get to make Kirby Air Riders, like the budget for Kirby Air Riders. So apparently that was the compromise or bargain. So that's the rumor. Don't know if it's actually true. It is part speculation. He said that it's something that he's heard, and then also part speculation on some things. So yeah, we'll see about that though. But that's the big rumor when it comes to Super Smash Brothers, at least. So yeah, that's the big rumor overall. Let's hear. Once game that looked hot garbage. Other is a Night Observer. Man, it looked bad on Switch 1. I don't know. I didn't Observer. That's that weird game. I don't know what that is. I don't be playing stuff like that. All right, let's see here. Let's get into what Kiwi had to say exactly. Y'all stop bringing up trash games like Observer. What the hell? Ain't nobody care about no damn Observer. What does that even mean? All right, here we go. So here's what he had to say. Kiwi Talks. He said the game is Sakurai's passion project. He said 2025 I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So give me 1 second. Observer is not trash, OJ. Observer is not trash. Okay, fine. Maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe it's a good game. All right. So basically, Kiwi Talks. He quote tweeted this from Kabi. Kabi says, Kirby Air Riders is Nintendo's 2025 card up their sleeve. This title will be bigger than most people are anticipating. I said that personally. I think this Kirby Air Riders is going to be a really good game. And Reese says, this game is Sakurai's passion project. He was burned out from working on Smash Bros. Consistently since 2012. So as a negotiation tactic, offered to do another Smash if he could do Kirby Air Riders first. Nintendo are in a bind with Smash Bros. As Sakurai is irreplaceable currently. That's true. He is kind of irreplaceable. So then there's also this right here. He says, some of my stuff is already being misconstrued. And the line between fact/speculation is blurring. Everything in regards to the negotiation from Sakurai and Nintendo is a source. Everything else is speculation. I have no idea if Smash is in pre-production by Bandai Namco or not. Okay. So some people were asking him more questions on that, and he was just giving his opinion. But that's a speculation. I personally think that they've already kind of started some things, but we'll see. Once again, we will see. So there's also that. You think the rumor is BS? You call BS on the rumor? We'll see. Let's see. I didn't play on Switch 1 due to control delays, frame rate drops, freezes. Yeah. Shout outs to the Observer. Let's go. Big love to King Cagney too. Finding that opening thread. We out here. Big love to King Cagney. Big dog. How you feeling, man? How's everything going? You know, I know there was some issues before, but I hope you're feeling okay, man. Do you think that this could have a free roam as well, or do you think it's going to be more true to the original? I think the game is going to have an adventure mode where like you can go and you can do different things like in different areas and selections. Like it's going to have different like stuff to do, like objectives and things like that. So I think it's going to have something like that plus just the traditional racing. But I don't think it's going to be like an open world racing mode. No, I don't think so. Smash is done. It's over. Justin with another 3.
There was free roam in the original.
And I understand that, but I just think that they're going to actually make it more of like an adventure mode, not just like a free roam mode. And I'm saying free roam as in like Mario Kart's free roam, right? I'm talking about where it's just going to be like an actual like adventure mode this time around. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, we'll see about how they do that. But yes, the original does have a free roam mode, but I just think that they're going to do something different for this one. I can see Sakurai being burnt out on needing some space between now and the next Smash game. Yeah, I think that he definitely does, but I almost feel, man, like they're definitely going to have something for Smash. Like, and I think it's going to be announced within the next couple of years. So they don't like to wait too long. And I think that this game's pretty much done. I think Kirby Air Riders is done. So he'd already been working on it. I think it's done. Nintendo's just waiting to release the game. And I think he's already started when it comes to stuff with Super Smash Brothers. So once again, I think maybe we get something in the next few years, you know, a couple years, 2 years or so. But I think they've already started on Smash. That's just, once again, my opinion. Let's see, fair enough. And yeah, technically the OG had free roam, but I mean more like Mario Kart World. But yes, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like Mario Kart World. No, I don't think so. But once again, we'll see. You know, we'll see what they do with this one. Also, guys, remember, Rune Factory just got an update on Switch 2 and on Switch 1. So if you want to play Rune Factory, check out Rune Factory. The update is there. Or if you want to get the update for it, it's there for you. So go get the update. I need Kingdom Hearts released physically, Nintendo, please. Well, that's not a Nintendo game. That's Square Enix. So Square Enix would have to do that, not Nintendo. Only got Smash for the first time recently, playing on N64 with my nephews. Never been for me. I'll give the new one a go when it arrives. If you didn't like the N64 one, chances are you might not like the newer ones. But the N64 one is a bit rough compared to, like, let's just say even like Smash Melee, Smash Brawl, Smash for Wii U 3DS. It's the most stiff, even though it runs at 60. It's the most stiff and awkward out of all of them. I suggest playing like Smash Ultimate and seeing what you think about that game instead. So yeah. You actually like old jank, old 64 jank? Yeah, you'll say that until you play Smash Brothers Melee or you play Smash Brothers for Smash Brothers Ultimate, and you're like, oh, never mind, hold up, this is way better. You'll say that until you play the new ones. The new Smash game's destroyed. So I mean, Smash 64 is cool, but nah. Nah. Smash 64, like, a lot of the moves are like the exact same. Like, a lot of characters have like the exact same, almost exact same moveset. Like, a lot of them just like do like the same like kicks and stuff like that. Smash Ultimate, way better in terms of like animations, combo options, things like that. Yo, so that's just another 3.
I think copy abilities will merge with the vehicles for a gimmick, and of course the update for Rune Factory comes out the day after I finish it. Lol.
I don't think it's a big update though. It's just a little update. It's not anything super crazy. Yo, shout out to the combo breaks, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Platinum Plus. Justin out here running it. Let's go, man. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate your support once again. Appreciate the support. 115 on the board. Anybody does 115 or more, get on Justin. Beat out Justin on the board. Let's go. Sakurai needs to scout himself, someone to take his mantle. No, it's easier said than done. Yeah, easier said than done, because Smash Brothers is a very weird game. I think this will be the game, though, that he finally trains somebody to do it. Like, he'll finally train, like, for real train somebody. I think he has, like, a protege in mind, but trust me, they'll find someone. I mean, and push comes to shove, they will find someone they'll find someone to get the best job done as possible, you know, so yeah, I think they'll train the protege. I think there's somebody, but he hasn't mentioned anybody yet. He hasn't mentioned anybody yet. So yeah. So yeah. Let's see here. Did you see that Nintendo bricked the system because of mildly provocative username? Step too far for me. I didn't see anything like that, and I doubt that a system actually got bricked for that. Sonic Slim, Sonic SLM. I think that's just somebody just saying something. But no, I didn't see that anywhere, and I doubt that was actually the case. Justice for Tiny Chef. I don't even know what that means. Shout out to Justice for them though. I don't know what that means. Let's see here. Shout outs. Guess we play Rivals of Either until then. Rivals, yeah. That's what we did for what's it called? That's what we did for before Smash Ultimate came out. We played like Brawlhalla and we played what was that other game with animals? I forgot what that other game with animals was. That game was kind of trash. Oh yeah, we played all these other games and like, dude, this sucks. We went right back to Smash for Wii U and 3DS, or just Smash for Wii U. Smash for Wii U. So yeah, that was a Brawl Out. I mean, it's an okay game. It wasn't trash. It was an okay. It's an okay, but compared to Ultimate, it's not going to be as good. But it wasn't like it's the worst game. I liked it. I actually reviewed it. I thought it was okay. Bro, I tried Rivals of Either, and I was like, okay, we need Smash. Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how it works with a lot of these games. Oh, the show. I had no idea what Tiny Chef was. I never watched the show, man, so I'm sorry to hear about that. So justice for it. Remember, guys, don't go believe in everything that you see online on the internet. All right, just because somebody says something like I got this bricked or there was this, and I didn't do it. Don't just believe everything somebody says. Let me be very clear about this. Content creators, people on the internet, lie through their damn teeth all the time. Okay? They're disingenuous, they lie, they manipulate, and they do things all the time just because. So guys, stop thinking that people have your best interest in terms of the facts or whatever in mind. Trust me, a lot of them don't. They just want your viewership. They just want you to support them. They're not looking to actually give you the best information or give you factual information. They just want you to be angry and outraged because it hypes their views up and their channel up, or they're just angry about something because they had a bad day at work. Literally, you'd be surprised how many people are toxic because they don't like their job. Like, you'd be surprised how many people just are awful simply because they had a bad day at work and they're willing to lie, manipulate, be disingenuous simply because they don't like their home situation or they had a bad breakup or anything. We're humans at the end of the day. We are not perfect. So trust me, that stuff spills over to online. It really does. So I'm waiting to see if Spawnwave got a console ban for using the MIG switch on his Switch 2. He probably didn't go online with it, because if he went online with it, he'd probably get banned. But he probably didn't go online. He probably kept it offline, if that was the case. It's just gotten worse since you know who created Twitter Blue. I mean, yeah. There's also that, so then you're able to see their stupidity even more. So yeah. DK looks much better than I expected. I was going to skip it, not after the direct that we got. I already knew that it was going to be goated. So some of y'all, you guys don't know the sauce that comes with a game like DK. When you saw that, I already knew it was going to be goated from what they first showed. So yeah, that's not a surprise to me. Although I was a little surprised with some of the stuff in the game, but I knew the game was going to be goated. Like, I knew it was going to be really good. It's freaking Donkey Kong, man. Like, Donkey Kong has a really high quality threshold. Like, legit, like damn near almost every Donkey Kong game. Almost, not all of them, but a lot of Donkey Kong games are really good. The original arcade game, that revolutionized so much. Donkey Kong Super Nintendo Trilogy, those were great. Some people like Donkey Kong 64, I don't. Donkey Kong did have a little bit of a rough stretch in the N64 to GameCube era. A little bit of a rough stretch, but the Wii, Donkey Kong Country Returns, the Wii U, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, the Donkey Kong's always had a super high quality, so doesn't surprise me one bit. Let's see, not many devs have Sakurai's clout, gaming knowledge, experience, and understanding of attention to detail. Yep. That's why you can tell a Sakurai game when you play it. People don't really have the sauce analysis. I knew Bonanza was going to be great. Yeah, exactly. It's like, but that's why they do the directs. That's why they do them, because a lot of people don't have the sauce analysis, and you do still have to market your game, right? Like at the end of the day, even if you don't know if it's going to be good or if you're not sure, you still got to get that marketing. So it's not like he was wrong for not knowing. That's what that's what marketing is about. That's called good marketing. So yeah, it's no big deal. If you can't analyze the sauce, it doesn't matter. It's on Nintendo to sell you anyway, right? So the porter with the $2 says, only player since has your best interest in mind. To be honest, yes. If you want me to be completely honest, yes, I do. The amount of time that I've spent listening to people in terms of what they have to tell me and some of their issues that they've had, and saying, hey, trying to provide mental support, even it's on my hair. You never hear me say anything like trauma dumping, right? You never hear me say stuff that some streamers will say in their streams, like don't say that or don't do that. I've never been a fan of that. So yes, I actually do have you guys' best interest in mind. I do. Justin with the $3.
I'll have to put my thoughts out there on Air Riders once it comes out.
Yes.
Since I have been playing Air Ride on and off again ever since it came out.
Well, Justin, what we're going to do is that we're going to have you on voice chat, just me and you. And like you said, like the sponsor, and we're going to do like the sponsor stream that you already paid for. So then we're going to play, and then you're going to talk about it. Like what you like, what you don't like, and all that. So it's going to be that type of stream, you know? Hey, what's up, Nick93? So what's good? Crazy how many YouTubers said why we don't need we don't need a DK Direct. I did see that from YouTubers, but you know, I mean, like once again, a lot of YouTubers, they just say things just to say things. They don't think about it really that hard. Trust me, like I'm not gonna sit here and say that like my job, you know, is the craziest or hardest job in the world, but it's not an easy job. But it's so easy to just sit there and say no, we don't need something after the Mario Kart World Direct because it's just gonna be the same thing. Like, a lot of people were doing that, and I'm like, I don't know why you do that, but, I mean, listen, it's going to be a good direct. Obviously, with Mario Kart World, it's a bit different because they already had showed a lot of the game. They already had showed so much of the game even beforehand, you know? So, with Donkey Kong, they did not show a lot of the game. So, it was very different in terms of the game, you know? It was very different. So yeah. Gonna have Justin on Switch game chat? No, it's just gonna be Discord. Just gonna be on Discord, not game chat. Not game chat. Shout out to Dawson though. Welcome. Chances Animal Crossing is a big holiday game this year. 0 chance of Animal Crossing being a big holiday game. There's no way that they're gonna announce it and then it's gonna release in less than 6 months. That doesn't even make any sense. That's terrible. In terms of things. There's no way. Yeah, Animal Crossing's too big. You got to announce Animal Crossing, and then it's got to have some type of marketing cycle. At least, you know, minimum would be 6 months marketing cycle. Minimum, right? Like, for like an Animal Crossing, give us about a good, you know, 5-6 month marketing cycle. So there's no way that they're going to have that ready and just announce it and somehow have it ready before. No, I think next year might be an announcement and a release next year, but not this year. No way. No. Yeah, July Direct, sure, but I don't think it's going to be released this year. I don't think Animal Crossing is going to be this year. I think Animal Crossing is going to be next year. So maybe like at like a Fall Direct, they announce it at the Fall Direct. Or they could even announce Animal Crossing right now, in July, and then it comes out in early next year. So that it could be a 2026 thing. So yeah, that's what I'm guessing for Animal Crossing. So early 2026, like first half 2026, like right before the fiscal year ends. So like in March 2026, I can see them announce. And so that gives them, what is that? That's what, about 9 months? That's about 9 months in between the release. So I can see something like that instead. Let's see here. I just feel like there's one more big game Nintendo hasn't shown yet. Not for this year, no. They already announced Splatoon Raiders. So that's already, I mean, you're already packing the year, man. Honestly, it's almost a bit too much now at this point because Splatoon Raiders is going to be this year too. So, I mean, like, you've got Pokemon Legends. You've got Age of Imprisonment. You've already got Metroid Prime 4 for this year. You got Star Cross Worlds. You got the Jamboree plus Jamboree TV. You know, you got Drag Cross Drive. You've already got a number of games coming out for the second half of this year. Remember, the system just launched. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to stack it again with another game when you have Pokemon as the big, you know, fall/November type of game. So I think that they have Kirby Air Riders as well. So, I mean, it's too crowded at that point. I think it's a bit too much because Splatoon Raiders is going to be this year, probably going to be this year. So yeah, I don't see another big massive game, you know, in terms of for this year. I don't see it, but you never know. You never know. But they said teaser, so it's probably going to be a teaser for next year. It'd be a teaser, then they do it for next year. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, Age of Imprisonment. I think I said that right. But yes, you're right, Dawson. Age of Imprisonment is another big game. By the way, for those who don't know, Age of Calamity is the best-selling Warriors game of all time, over 4 million units plus. So that's definitely going to be a big game going forward. And that game ran like trash. 4 million people plus bought that, and that game ran terrible. I think this game's going to do better in the long run. I think it's going to do better in the long run because it's actually going to run decently. Chrono Rig with the $5 says, hey, OJ, I have Animal Crossing and the 10th gen Pokemon in the same year. That'd be like Pain and his almighty push type impact sales. Yeah, and that's what they're planning on doing. I can definitely see them doing Animal Crossing and doing Pokemon Gen 10 in the same year. Hit them with Animal Crossing at the beginning of the year. Hit them with Gen 10 at the end of the year. That is getting almighty push. Oh, that's the pain right there, bro. That's pain. So yeah, that is definitely almighty push. Yes, that'd be huge impact. But I was trying to tell these people beforehand that that's what's going to happen. Like, guys, nobody else provides that type of, like, nobody's making an Animal Crossing like that has the type of clout that it has. Nobody's making a game like Pokemon that has the type of clout that it has. This is going to sell the system. We already knew this. You know, heck, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet backwards compatibility is selling the Switch too. People are just picking up Pokemon. Have you guys seen the sales? Like the extended sales numbers for and the sale, like the extended sales numbers for the US and on the eShop? Have you went on the eShop and looked at the sales numbers? Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you guys right now. A lot of the past Pokemon games are showing up in the top 100 because people are just saying, all right, I'll pick up a Switch 2. I'll pick up Pokemon. I'll pick up Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll pick up Mario Kart World Bundle plus, like, they're doing that. Pokemon's always going to be the massive system seller. So that's why when people were trying to sit there and say that, oh, it's going to be like a Wii situation, I'm like, did Wii U have mainline Pokemon? That's insane. Let me give you guys another stat. This is a crazy stat. I'm going to have it in my video that I'm going to do talking about this. There's never been a system that's ever sold under 75 million units that mainline Game Freak Pokemon has ever made a game for. I repeat. I'll repeat it right after this. Justin with another 3.
Anybody that started with Switch 2 and wants to experience Age of Calamity Switch 1 performance, watch someone play it on game chat. It's kinda like that. Lol.
Yeah, it can definitely be like that for sure. It kind of is, to be honest. So yeah. I mean, all the websites are reporting on the Mario Kart World stuff because it is a big change. So yeah, it's worth reporting on. For my taste in games, I only want Prime 4 and ZA. Slightly interested in DK so far. To be honest, this is more than the other platforms offer first party. Hey man, if I were you, I would say expand your horizons a bit. DK is going to be incredible. Check out, like I said, I know you're not big on some of the other stuff, man, but I'm telling you, Air Riders, I think it's going to be legit, man. I think it's going to be really good. I think so. People are also want some kind of new Zelda experience on Switch 2 plus Copium for Age of Imprisonment to fix Tears of the Kingdom story. I do see the Copium for that as well. Yeah, I do see the Copium to fix the Tears of the Kingdom stuff. The funniest thing is that if they bring it out and they try to make, they're positioning it as like, oh, this is the actual story. But hey, it's another side story. It's a side story times 2. It's the side story to the side story. So yeah, that'd be hilarious, man. So yeah, if you look at the Nintendo Switch eShop charts, so for Switch 1 games, at number 14 is Pokemon Scarlet. At number 15 is Pokemon Legends. At number 20 is Pokemon, number 14 is Pokemon Violet. Number 15 is Pokemon Legends. Number 20 is Pokemon Scarlet. So that's in the top 20, you've got 3 Pokemon games, and those aren't selling a little bit. They're selling a lot, and that doesn't even include the physical sales where you can see Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are still in the top sales as well. Also, you can go to 100. So they I don't know if that's a new feature, but on Switch 2, I don't know if they did that for Switch 1 as well. I haven't been on the Switch 1 eShop. But if you go on the Switch 2 and you can see the top 100 sales. Pokemon Sword and Shield is in at number 41. So Pokemon Sword and Shield is number 41. So people are still buying Sword and Shield in older Pokemon games, you know? So that's what I was talking about. Shield is at number 82. People like Sword more than Shield, I guess. So yeah, man, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about that, like, hey, look, Pokemon games are selling the Switch 2 as well. You know, that's another like system seller. Thank you, Justin, for another $3 dono, getting you to 118. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Also, big love to Paul Gable with the Dawsons. How about some Ruffy and the Riverside music to go with today's launch? Yes, sir. I got you. Ruffy and the Riverside music. All right. So that's the Paul Gale. Appreciate you. Hey, what's up, V? Welcome. OJ, any insight to why we don't have classic Pokemon games on NSO yet? They want you to buy the new games. They don't want you to just play the old games. They want you on the new games. All right, let's see here. Let me get this next music here. Okay, here we go. Really, I'm pretty sure we can only see the top 20. Yeah, on Switch 2, you can see the top 100. So I don't know if they fixed it. I don't know on Switch 1 if I know for a fact that Switch 1 they didn't have that before. Maybe they updated it to where you can see the top 100 now, but I know before they didn't have that. You could only see like the top 20. Excuse me. Let's see here. I definitely believe Red and Blue will be dethroned. I mean, it's going to be tough to get to Red and Blue, but it looks like it's definitely possible. Gen 10 is coming out. If Gen 10 is incredible, like runs good, looks good, content, all that, I think Gen 10 could definitely do it over the course of a long time. Like over the course of a long time. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is getting up there, and that game launched in a terrible state. So if Gen 10 launches in a good state, it'll boost Switch 2 sales dramatically. But I also think that over the course of time, once again, it's not going to be instant. It's going to be a number of years. It has a chance, but it's got to be really good. It's got to be really, really, really good. Let's see here. But there is a chance that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet does outsell Gen 1 Red and Blue eventually. There is a chance. Like, it sells pretty steady, but you don't know how those sales are going to be impacted once Gen 10 comes out. It could nosedive the sales of the game, you know? So. What's up, the cool guy? Welcome. What's up, Baked Apple? Kirby Air Ride is incredible. I'm so happy for the new one. Yes, sir. V, loving the Switch 2. Let's go. Shout outs to Justin once again. Shout outs to Paul Gale. Thank you guys for the donos, man. We out here. 202. Even further beyond. Even further. Even further than beyond. Hey, shout outs. Let's go. So yeah, why would IGN be so concerned about a 7 out of 10 console and what's going on with us? I mean, IGN is a thorough news website, so you got to cover all the news and all that. They didn't say the console was bad; they just had their own issues. I don't mind the reviews, but I just think that sometimes it's just a little bit weird. Like, I don't understand how PS Portal gets an 8, even though it's a different reviewer. But that system an 8, no. but you know, yeah, I'm good on that. But hey, look, it is what it is. I don't know if that Sony money came through or not. But like I said, when it comes to that ROG Ally article, bro, that was a paid article, and they did not. I don't think they disclosed it. Listen, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to accuse them of corruption, but yo, that article, that was a paid article. There ain't no way that article was not paid, bro. There ain't no way that article was not paid. Like, how do you complain about the price of the Switch 2 and then never mention the price of the other system that you're comparing it to? That makes zero sense. That is unfathomable for a journalist that went to school. The person that wrote that article was a journalism college grad. That is unfathomable for research. Like, there's no way. I did a little bit of journalism. I did communication, and I did kinesiology, and I did a little bit of journalism when I first got into college. There's no way. We learned that from the very beginning. There is no way. Or even like if you're talking about debate, if you're writing like a debate or English class, whenever you write like a term paper, right, or you write like an English paper, you're supposed to realistically squash concerns that someone could bring up in a retaliatory type of argument or discussion within your thing. And she does that. But she forgot to add the actual price of the stuff that she's talking about, which just seems, that does not seem like that was a mistake. That was intentional. That was an intent. Like, there's no way. Like I said, an amateur writer, sure. A professional writer for a major website, that just seems absolutely insane that she would not include the prices of what else she was comparing the system to, while simultaneously complaining about how expensive the Switch 2 is. That just seems crazy to me, you know? So I think it was a paid article based off of that. Otherwise, that person, wherever she got her degree from, she did not pay attention. So that would be my take on that, you know? As somebody who also has written a million papers, who used to do sports writing, who's done all sorts of stuff, done, you know, English, done debate, you know, like I said, like, you know, school, they make you do a bunch of stuff that you might not even use. Like, so I remember the stuff, and that just seems insane that you would not include the price of what you're talking about in a comparison. Like, that's wild to me. So, like, imagine me, I was saying, hey, look, guys, PlayStation's better than Xbox. And then I talked about how expensive the Xbox is, and then I never mentioned the price of the PlayStation, right? Like, that'd be like that. That'd be like me doing that. Xbox has to contend with PlayStation 5. Oh, look, there's PS5 Pro. Oh my gosh, look at how powerful and great PS5 Pro is. And then I never mentioned the price of PS5 Pro. but then I complained about the price of Xbox. That is exactly what they did in that article. That is insane. That is an insane logic. That makes no sense. So I think it was a paid article based off of that. Let's see here. Death Stranding 2 has been fire. Hey, I'm glad that you're liking it. So yeah. I'm glad that you're liking it. That's an apples to oranges comparison. Well, they're the ones who compared it though. So if you're writing an article, you're writing a topic, and you're saying, hey, look, this is expensive, it's too expensive, but you don't even mention the price of the stuff that you're saying is going to be better, or that what's better. Like, she even mentions like the newer handhelds that are coming out, the newer PC handhelds, and it's like that have more power, that are going to be more powerful than the Switch 2. Yeah, they're going to be like $1,000. We saw the ROG Ally X, it's like $800 plus. She didn't mention any of that. I think that, like I said, that is suspect to me, at least. You should at least mention the price. That should at least be a part of the article. In my opinion, at least. Yeah, but it's two completely different consumer bases. Yeah, sure, but she's writing about them though. Hey OJ, why aren't you streaming the Arc System Works showcase? Because I don't really feel like it. So I'll cover it live though, but I don't really feel like streaming it. Greg Nanza with the $1.90 says, I paid IGN for an article. I'm anti-Switch 2. Yo, let's go. Shout outs. No, but I mean, like, if you're gonna bring up, if you are going, listen, I know that it's two different consumer bases, but the media seems to not think so. The media consistently compares PC handhelds to Nintendo Switch, right? She insisted on comparing them. So if you're going to write an article on comparing them, you have to give the consumer the full picture. You have to say, okay, and if you're going to complain about the price of the system in the games, you've got to actually talk about the price of the system of the games of whatever you're comparing that you're saying is better. So you have to mention it in a professional article. That's what they teach. At least that's what they teach you in journalism. I guess not, right? Thank you for the $2. Helix, thank you for the 2 as well. My cousin thinks Nintendo's lying about 120 FPS and HDR. They're definitely not lying about 120 FPS. HDR is debatable considering like the nits on the screen, but it's an HDR capable machine. Maybe there's like an update or a firmware update that helps out with that, but it's definitely an HDR capable machine, and they'll probably do an update that helps with the brightness of it in terms of peak brightness. But yes, it has HDR, and yes, it definitely 120 FPS is definitely confirmed. Like that's something that we know for sure that it has. But no, they're not lying. Oh my gosh. JD Copy says no more than PS5 with 8K, man. I guess, yeah, 8K. There's 8K on the box. I guess a base PS5 can do 8K. So that's true. Oh man. Even if it was paid, they have to disclose that. She was just a crappy reviewer. Dude, you know what? Aries, that could be the case. They do have to disclose that. But I'm just wondering, like, how does someone with a journalism degree leave that out? How does it, and not only that, but like, she also has to submit it to IGN's, top brass, which they also read too, right? Like they also, so how did it get past everybody? All the checks, like it wasn't like she just rough drafted it and then put it out on the website. It went through a lot of checks. So I don't know, man. It just seems weird. Maybe, yeah, conspiracy theory that they have to say that it was paid. I don't know if she got paid under the table. Then she decided to say, hey, I have this article to IGN. That could have been a thing. Maybe IGN didn't know she was paid for it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the deal was with that. But that just seems crazy that you would leave that out. Because she talks about the other systems she talks about the portable PCs and the prices too much to not. There's no way that you would leave that out. Like nobody logical that writes would leave that out. She complains 2 separate occasions of the price, 3 separate occasions on the price of the system, the price of the games, and then she doubles back to it again. She also mentions the ROG Ally, and she mentions upcoming more powerful systems in a segment about complaining about prices. There's no way that you wouldn't. Nothing in your head says, oh, well, let me talk about the price of the portable PCs. There's no way. That was intentionally left out. It was either 2 separate things. I'll say this. It was either intentionally left out, right, to make portable PCs look better, or it was like a paid article. There's only 2 scenarios. There's no way that she didn't know to bring up the price of the portable PCs. There's no way. It's unfathomable that she would leave that out. It makes no sense. I think she knew good and well. There's no way. Let's see here. Super Mario Strikers coming to Nintendo GameCube July 3rd. Here we go. We can finally play Super Mario Strikers the way that the gods intended it to be played. Let's go. July 3rd. Party Man. We can play that while they fix Mario Kart. How about that? So that's next week. GameCube NSO announced already. You know, I'm surprised that we actually already got a GameCube NSO announcement. I'm actually surprised. So yeah, I'm actually surprised. I am actually surprised that we actually already got something. Party Man Kart with the $5.
Sorry if I seemed a bit emotional.
No, you're
Today
okay.
Just passionate and honestly had a frustrating week, so
It's
that
fine.
didn't help.
Yeah.
I'm not returning to MK8 cause I will become more depressed lol. World is still very fun. Strikers finally. Near my birthday.
Nice. Let's go. Yeah, Party Man, you're a July boy, huh? Okay. Yeah, so Party Man, it's okay, man. I feel you, brother. Like, you have a very difficult and stressful job. And, like, your one thing to do is come back and play Mario Kart and have a little bit of fun, blow off some steam, you know? And then now they messed that up for you, too. So, I get it. That's why, I don't know if you saw my video, Party Man, but I did also say that they need to fix that and they need to add more stuff. I do think that the game that we have right now with Mario Kart World will be almost completely different in 4 or 5 years. I think they're going to slowly but surely add things in and change stuff and tweak things. So absolutely, man. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. But I feel you though, brother. It's all good, man. They basically, if you choose a random selection in the versus races for online, they used to make it to where it didn't have the intermission. If you picked a random course, but now it actually has the intermission, you know? So people didn't like that. So that's what that was. Let's see. Wait, did she make an article about Switch 2 making them play the Steam Deck more? No, that wasn't the same person. That was Eurogamer. The article that she wrote an article saying that the Switch 2 has to deal with something that the Switch 1 didn't have to deal with, portable PCs. So she throws her name into the sales argument, or IGN into the sales argument, as in she thinks that, hey, look, Switch 2 is going to have a problem selling, or a problem overall because of portable PCs, you know? Which the Switch 1 had to do with portable PCs as well, but obviously it was later. It was different because now portable PCs are more established. Established to barely anybody, but still at the same time established. Anybody in terms of the grand scheme of things. Granted, 6 million portable PCs compared to obviously significantly more home consoles, Switch 1s, blah, 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 blah. You guys know the deal. Heck, even Wii U and Vita got way more than portable PCs right now. Anyway, so essentially that's what the article was about. It was saying, hey, look, Switch 2 doesn't have to deal with all this competition from portable PCs, actually making it seem as if portable PCs might, like, it's going to affect the sales by any type of stretch of the imagination. So I quote tweeted the article and I said, this is gonna end up being the, you know, the PS Vita set to succeed type of thing, where they just sat there and said that the 3DS was this and that, and it's gonna get overrun. And I'm right. Obviously, I was right. Look at the starting sales for the system. It's already sold pretty much the amount Steam Deck sold. I mean, like, it's pretty much either on par or passed up Steam Deck, and it should pass up all portable PCs within the next, I'd probably say 2 to 3 months, 2 months or so. 2 months, 2, 3. I mean, probably by the year, month 3, I think we'll have definitely more than 6 million plus in sales. So it's probably going to pass all them up. So, you know, people were trying to make it seem as if there's gonna be some like actual big competition with that article, and it wasn't. Although most of the people in the comment section were like, no. Most of the IGN viewers were like, no, that's not gonna happen. So it's not like everybody was like, oh my god, it's gonna happen, you know. I don't really think that they're anti-Nintendo overall. I just think that they're just super clickbait, you know, just clickbait. Not that they're anti-Nintendo. No, I don't think that. I just think that it's just clickbait, that they try to just play on little things here and there to get people to read or to get people to watch, you know. So that's really what it comes down to. So at the end of the day, do they actually believe what they say? Absolutely not. Let me repeat for you guys. Let me repeat. There are many websites, YouTubers, journalists, and people who will lie to get views. Who will be disingenuous, who will misrepresent, who will clout chase, who will do all of these things to get views. Do they believe all this nonsense and stupidity that they write? Of course not. Will they say it in the meantime to get a fraction of clout or views or money? Yes. So I've said this before, I'll say it again, guys. Stop making it seem as if these people are being honest with you 100%. They're not. So it's not like an anti this or anti that. It's just, you got some people that are like liars, that are just like, when it comes to it, or just people that are just disingenuous, or just, they're just doing it just because when they're wrong, oh well. They got their 100,000 through 200,000 view hit. They made their ad revenue. You can just take your L and say, oh, well, I guess we were wrong. How many YouTubers said that they weren't going to buy a Switch 2 and then bought a Switch 2? How many did you guys, how many? The fact that we can count multiple. How many said that they weren't going to buy one and then bought one? Yeah. And not only bought one at launch. Bought one, not that, it's not like they waited, like, oh, I'm gonna wait, you know. They bought one at launch. They were excited and looking forward to the thing the whole time. But, by the way, I showed you guys how much I made when I had a 250K view video, and that was over the course of like years. I made about $1,000 off of that video. Okay, over the course, like, there are some content creators that are getting 250,000 views in 2 days or 3 days. If you don't think this is financially motivated to dookie on something because you know you can get views, a lot of you guys just don't understand how this works. But like, some ordinary gamers made thousands of dollars on dookieing on the Switch 2 beforehand and then went out and bought it right there day one. If you don't think that was a calculated thing that he did, you're just, I don't know what to tell you. But it was very clear that he wanted one. But he knew that if he just was negative beforehand, he can ride the train to thousands of dollars, which he did make. There was videos, 400,000 views, 200,000 views. He made multiple videos. He made thousands of dollars off of that. You know? If you don't think that was financially motivated, it wasn't because he was just wanting to. Come on now. Clearly he had a plan. So I don't understand why some people don't understand this. That people just do this so they can make money. Like, and when they're wrong, oh well, I was wrong. Oh well. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. You're still going to watch me. You ain't going to unsub. I mean, come on, man. And I'm not even hating on Muda, man. Look, I know the game. I know it. I knew what he was doing. I'm like, look, I'm a YouTuber. I know what he's doing. You know? it's very obvious, but a lot of people don't think that. They think that, oh no, everyone's just telling the truth. No, they're not. No, they're not. You got people that will lie through their teeth for 50, 60, 70,000 views on YouTube. And just, if they're wrong, then they're wrong. Oh well, you know? No. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Make money, call publicly traded company greedy. Big news. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a ton of money in just playing into the whole thing in terms of Nintendo. Once again, if you truly feel that way, I'm not stopping you. I'm not saying that you can't feel that way. Feel that way. Do what you want to. But to sit there and act like you weren't looking forward to it, or to act like, oh my God, I'm not going to get it when you know that you wanted to get it, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you feel the way, okay, you feel that way. But I already knew what would happen. I already knew what would happen with a lot of these people. Even the people, once again, that weren't making any money off of it. A lot of them changed their mind and went out and bought it. Like, literally, lots of people went out and bought it. That said that they weren't going to, you know? So, so that's it is what it is. The art of the grift. These people know what they're. That's what I'm saying. Like, they know what they're doing. And if you call that out, they'll sit there. They'll say, "Oh, you're a bootlicker. You're this. You're that. You're whatever." I'm like, no. You're dishonest. You're disingenuous. You're a bum. I don't care how much views you get or whatever the case is. That is bum behavior. Don't get mad when I say something like, "Hey, look, I knew this would happen." Because what? Because I'm not lying to my audience? Because when I'm excited for something, I'm generally excited for something. Because I'm not going to sit here and dookie on something 24/7 simply because I don't like it. I might make 1-2 videos. If I don't like something, okay. But I'm not going to sit here and dookie on it 24/7. If I don't like something, then I don't like something. That's that. I'll talk about stuff that I do like. These people out here with the super cap, you know? If you would have said anything about Muda's videos before he got the Switch 2, people would have jumped on you. They would have jumped on you like crazy. They would have called you all sorts of names. That's why I didn't say nothing. Did I feel like saying he's probably going to buy one? Yeah, I felt like saying it. You know? I felt like saying it. But I didn't. Nick93 with the 14 months. Thank you for. But I ended up saying something later. I'm just saying, oh, well, at least the ad. I just made like a little snarky comment. Well, at least the ad revenue paid for the Switch 2. You know, like, good on you, man. Nick93 with the 14 months, man. I appreciate it. So it kind of says a lot about our society when you can make money being a negative a-hole. I mean, it's been like that for a long time though, and it's like that in every single avenue of entertainment. You can make a lot of money being one way or another. You can make a lot of money being honest, right? You can make a lot of money being completely negative. You can make a lot of money being really stupid. Like it's like this in sports. There's a lot of stupid sports commentators that are really dumb, that make a lot of money just being incredibly angry about everything. And there's ones that are incredibly good at what they do and make a lot of money, you know? And they're all in between, right? Sports, music, there's people, you know, that are incredibly sleazy, like DJ Academic, that guy, like, he's kind of crazy. You know, he makes a ton of money. You know, in music, there's all sorts of people, right? And there's people that are good, that are actually honest. So it's like that in every single entertainment medium. You're going to have the greasy, slimy people. And I'm not saying that Muda's greasy and slimy. I'm not saying that because I don't think he's a bad guy. But I'm just saying there are greasy and slimy people in this entertainment medium, you know?
Catching up on the discussion. Peeps who just hate are not helping anything.
Yeah.
Best to let a company know what you want, instead of hating. For me, 12 games. 6 that sell me the hardware. 6 that I buy once I am sold on the system.
Damn.
It either happens or not.
Damn, you need 12 games? That's a lot. You need 12 games before you buy it? Dang. I only need, to be honest, even before I started doing YouTube, I only need about maybe 3 to 4 games that I know I'm gonna get. Because then if there's 3 to 4 games that I know that I want to play, I'll buy other stuff as well. So I only need about 3 or 4. But yeah. Let's see. Just another $3 dono.
I really tried to play Claire 33 on my friend's MSI Claw, but I'm going to just wait for a possible Switch 2 port, and I am giving him this thing back tomorrow. Lol.
Also, big love to I Love Coke Slurpees with the $10 and says, let's see here. Dude bought it and then posted a video saying disappointed. LMAO. Yeah, right. Fella just want to be honest and say the truth. Yeah, I did see that. He was disappointed. What were you expecting for that type of system. That's more powerful than Steam Deck. Like, what were you that he's shilled about how great Steam Deck is for like what was he expecting? So yeah, I think that video was cap too. That was also clickbait cap as well. It was like, what were you expecting for the price and for what you get? It's more powerful than Steam Deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got whole backwards compatibility where you can play. By the way, he spent all last generation emulating games on Steam Deck because he said that they don't run good enough on Switch 2 or on Switch 1. So you can play all those games at better resolution and frame rate on Switch 2. So I don't understand. But once again, you're going to have these type of people. I'm not mad at him. I know the YouTube game. A lot of people do it. So I'm not even mad at it. I'm just pointing it out when people try to think that everyone's honest. No, everyone is not honest. Hey, OJ, hope you're enjoying the Switch 2. What are your top 3 favorite third-party Switch 2 games so far? For right now, probably like Cyberpunk, Rune Factory, Street Fighter 6, Split Fiction. These are some of the best games. Fast Fusion. But I'm really, Rune Factory is the big third-party game that I like right now, you know? So yeah. Thank you for the $3 too, Justin. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Shout outs to I Love Cloak Slurpees. I appreciate that. Yeah, Skip Bayless is another one. Skip Bayless super negative on pretty much everything but Tom Brady and Kevin Durant. You know, like LeBron James, everything else, or Michael Jordan, obviously. So that's just kind of how it is, man. Although he is positive on some things, but yeah. Let's see here. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith does the same thing in the NBA. Yeah. Now, that brother, let me tell you something. That is blasphemous. I know him very well. I know him very well. He's like a brother to me. But I'm telling you, there was no way the Pacers are going to win the NBA title with Tyrese Halliburton as their main scorer. It's just not going to happen. Cyberpunk looks good. Yeah, Cyberpunk looks good. Let's see here. I am tough to get, but once I'm bored, I'm really on board. Over 500 Switch games. By the time all's over, those are the first. The first 6 are brutal though. Yeah. Well, eventually you'll get there. I think probably by next year you'll get there. As you're not gonna unsub. I have one video pop up on my YouTube channel. Reported the video to not put. Yo, don't be reporting people's videos that they like. Don't be reporting. What'd you put in the report? Cap? Did you put Cap in the report? Like Captain Crunch? We need to buy a Captain Crunch hat. And anytime that we see some Cap, when we go over we just put the Captain Crunch hat on. Say we just hit him with the Captain Crunch. Let's go. Thank you for the support though. I appreciate that. From what I heard, said when discussing about serious life-threatening crimes, we were discussing how bad Nintendo is. Oh, serious life. Okay, laughing. Nintendo, terrible. Yes. Super Mario Strikers has been announced for the GameCube. Yes, we know that Super Mario Strikers has been announced for the GameCube. It's coming out July 3rd. So yeah, we did go over that, Dragon Warrior. So that's cool. I'm surprised that we already got another GameCube game within the first month. I mean, then again, I mean the bar is pretty low, right? Like that's. Oh man, the bar is pretty low. So yeah. Also, Arc System Works. Okay, so Arc System Works does have some Switch 2 announcements. So we're gonna get it. Apparently, Arc System Works just announced this. So let's go over that. Arc System Works announces "Dear Me, I was for Nintendo." Dear Me, I was for Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's like a visual novel type game. So that's actually like the what's it called? That was the leak that was coming out. People said that might be Hotel Dusk, but it's a story-driven game with beautiful visuals. Let me see. Yeah, it's like a pen. Yeah, it's like a handwritten pen-looking game. I don't know. But yeah, they announced that game. So if you guys want to watch that or you guys want to see what's up with that, that's cool. I'm not taking my time to watch it because I'm not even gonna play this game. Probably not. So they announced that. They also announced Double Dragon Revive is coming to Nintendo Switch. So Double Dragon Revive, that's the 3D revival of Double Dragon. But now it's coming to Switch 1, it seems. So yeah, that's coming to Switch 1. So I'm guessing it's got to be an uncapped frame rate. And then it'll play at 60 FPS on Switch 2. Or maybe it might be 60 FPS on Switch 1. They have a 5-minute video. I'm not watching a 5-minute video. on Double Dragon Revive. Shout out to Double Dragon, but it does not look that great to me. But the graphics I'm not in love with, but it might be a really good game. So there's also that as well. I hate to say this, but Kevin Durant wasted some of his potential, in my opinion. I think there might be some of that. Also, Bubble, Bobble, Sugar Demons. Bubble, Boggle, Bubble, Bubble, Boggle, Bubble, Boggle, Bubble, Bobble. This used to be a game, Bubble, Bobble, that I would play with my brother all the time. We loved Bubble, Bobble. Okay, Bubble, Bobble. We used to play this game all the time. I have a lot of good memories with Bubble, Bobble. I know, take my time. Sugar, did I say demons? I meant to say Sugar Dungeons. So I will watch this trailer. Taito. I will watch this trailer when it comes to Bubble, Bobble. What's all this about? That's the original remix of the game. Yeah, that's the original song. It's a 2D side-scroller? Okay. Well, yeah, the original one was, but it was like... Okay. Move on the bubbles. Okay. Yeah, it's very similar to the original game. Yeah. Yeah, this is... I don't like the sweet part of it, but... Yeah, why don't they show multiplayer? Exchange treasure for items? Long shot. Okay, so you have some, like, upgrades. Yeah. This is not gonna lie, this is like a bootleg of Mario vs. DK. If you played the original Bubble Bobble, you wouldn't be saying this. You would not. It's actually, it was a really fun co-op game back in the 80s and early 90s. All right, more quests. Looks like, wait, what's going on here? All new Bubble Bobble experience. Is it single player only? They didn't show any multiplayer in the game. That makes no sense to not have multiplayer. Because there's no Bobble. There's only Bubble. There's no Bobble. Yeah, I don't know about that. That might be a skip for me. No multiplayer? No multiplayer at all? Okay. Shoutouts to Justin with the 3 as well. Oh, no, never mind. I missed that. I made a mistake. Sorry. Shoutouts, man. What's up, Mr. Davis? You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything. Remember there was a Bubble Bobble 3DS launch game? I think that might have been the original. So you guys just saw Bubble Bobble right there. Let me show you guys the original NES game. Bubble Bobble NES game. So let me show you guys the original NES game, Bubble Bobble. So here's the original game. So this is a game that, like I said, my brother and me, 1988, we'd play it in the 80s and 90s. So this was the original game. Oh, why is it single player? So this is how it looked originally. And you used to hit them with the bubbles. Once again, it wasn't about sweets. I mean, yeah, there was sweets in the game, but there was also vegetables, or I guess tomatoes. That's a fruit, but it's not necessarily like a sweet, like a candy, obviously. Zucchini. And this was the original game. And you would just play, and you would go through, and you go to the next, and then you just warp right to the next level. You have to catch all the enemies and defeat all of them. And it was a ton of fun. And you collect, you get points, high score. This was just a fun game back in the day, man. It gets harder and harder, though. It does seem kind of easy right now, but as you go through the levels, it gets harder and harder. But yeah, this was a fantastic game. Everybody loved this game back in the day. Like, we would talk about it at school. It was like a great game that people did play. And like, because of co-op. Co-op was great. Same string co-op as well. So, but yeah, it would get harder and harder. The enemies get faster and all that. This is the original. And you hear the music. The music's great. Dun, 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 dun. I think it looped. Does it loop this music for the whole game? It might. I don't remember. Yeah, stage 4. And this is what you do, man, over and over. But once again, the layouts get more and more difficult, and that can get you in trouble right there. You can get smacked right there. I used to get hit right there. Oh, there's the pendant. You gotta go grab the pendant, as well. But it disappeared. Oh, you didn't get the pendant. Yeah. Yes, it's still a great game. It was a great game on the NES. It's still a fun game now. There's also Super Bust a Move, which used the Bobble characters, and it was kind of like it was a really interesting game that you would play. It's in the arcades, like a puzzle game, almost like Space Invaders and Pong, kind of like all mixed together in some type of weird way or something like that. Not quite, more like Pong, but weird version of that mixed together, like where you have to like shoot and like Tetris, Pong, Space Invaders, everything kind of like all mixed together. That game was great too. I like that game a lot. So, yeah. Wait, is Bobble and Bust a Move 2 different games? Yes. Bust a Move is a separate game, but it uses the characters from Bobble. So you'll have Bub and Bobble, or Bubble and Bobble. You'll have them, and they will be basically like shooting. I think they control the mechanism that you shoot, but they're 2 different games though. So Bust a Move game. So I can show you guys Bust a Move. And it says Evolution Bobble, then Bust a Move. But so yeah, they control it. So this is Bust a Move. So these are the characters from Bobble. And essentially, yeah, you use them to control, and like it's kind of like a puzzle game. Tetris, Puyo, some type of weird mix of that. And this is one of the versions of Bust a Move, but there's a lot of versions of this game based on where you play at the arcade or wherever, right? Like there's a bunch of different versions of this game. That's 1999. Which one did I play? So I remember playing this one. Yeah, this is just Puzzle Bobble, Bust a Move. So there's this one too. So yeah, you just use the. Yes, I played this one a lot. Yeah, so you play this one a lot. Then Puzzle Bobble 2, Bust a Move 2. I think it's called Puzzle Bobble in Japan. It's called Bust a Move here in the US. Is that, or in different, maybe Europe or something like that? So yeah, but it's just variations of this. What's the newest though? What is the newest? They got some other ones over here. Bust a Move 2011. I've never played this. Oh, the graphics are way better. Okay, yeah. So you use them. So it's still the same thing though. Toho Spell Bubble. Oh man, they really let go of themselves at this point. Yeah, they really let go of themselves by that point. It was all over. They need to bring back the original Bust a Move. That's what they need to do right there. Need to do that. Let's see. Here in Europe, they are Puzzle Bobble and extremely popular. Yes, arcades. I remember playing it. There was like an old pizza parlor that I used to play. I used to go in there, and they used to have a machine that I would play it all the time. I'd go order a couple slices of pizza. I'd be on my skateboard. I'd go order some pizza, and I just, I just roll in there and play it. It was fun. Let's see. That's all they announced for Switch 1. Well, Switch 1 and I guess Switch 2. I'm not sure. I don't think the showcase is over. But we'll see what else they announce for it. But yeah, I don't think the showcase is over. Puzzle Bobble is coming to Switch, but I don't think that's part of Arc System Works showcase. Double Dragon Revive adds Switch version, so yeah, that adds the Switch version. Arc System Works, the an interactive adventure game. Dear me, it reminds me of another code. It looks like another code. That's what that game is. But we'll see what else they announce. There's one new Puzzle Bobble on Switch, which online play, it's not that bad. Oh yeah, I remember they did make one for Switch. They did make one for Switch. That's true. Alright, we got a trailer for Mario Strikers. So I guess we should check that out, right guys? Trailer for Mario Strikers. So let's watch that. Just some crusty games for Switch 2. Damn. I mean, I don't know what other games that they have announced, Elias. So let's see what else they have announced. Then we'll see if they announce anything. But you also got to remember, there are Nintendo Directs as well, guys. There are also Nintendo Directs So there will be announcements at Nintendo Direct. So you've got to be patient with that. But I don't know what other games they announced, to be honest. Like, I'm not even sure. I'm on Gamatsu, and I don't really see any other games that were announced at that show. So it's better to have them on the system than not. I don't think that the My Dear Me or whatever the hell it's called, I don't think it's going to be a bad game. It's probably going to be a really good game. It just doesn't interest me. But it's like Another Code's a great game. It's just not for me, you know. Let's see here. The art director for Dear Me, he was the art director for Another Code in Hotel Dusk. Okay, so there you go. Yeah. It's probably going to be a really good game. All right, let's see here. So here we go. Party man, we got to get this going, right? There's no point in playing the new Mario Strikers. You can just play this one. This one's the best one, right? I played it back. Oh my god, Daisy looks terrible. Daisy looks terrible. Peach looks okay, but not great. Yeah, the GameCube graphics. Let's see here. Daisy's voice lines are here. They are pretty funny though, that's true. But I'm glad this is finally coming over so people can have this online. Unfortunately, no matchmaking obviously, but you can still play it with friends. July 3rd. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. That is a good one. They really give Peach some cake in the OG. They really did give Peach some cake in the OG version? Not really. I mean, if that's what you call cake, sure. But no. Let's see here. It looks really good though. It's like who turned the lights off? I don't know what you're talking about. What? Let's see here. Squirrel says Mario Strikers coming to GameCube GameCube NSO July 3rd. Yes, July 3rd. July 3rd for that one. So people are gonna be happy about that. I think that's gonna get a good like response online. It's like, oh, okay, we got Mario Strikers. You know, that's coming. Mario Strikers, that's coming. Yeah, I'm checking Gamatsu to see like this Arc System Works showcase, and I don't really see. Yeah, I don't really see anything else that they've announced. Maybe the Arc System Works and Super Niche announced Raising Simulation Speed Running RPG Demon's Night Fever. I don't know what that is. It's due out next year. No platforms were announced. So let me see. It's 49 seconds long. So maybe we can check out this. We can check out this trailer. So we'll check this out. So yeah. That's the first topic on the Shadow debate is switch to a Gen 10 console. Oh boy, Shadow Fox loves this topics. Yeah, I'm good. Oh boy, who hates the world? You have a cat. Team up with the evil god. Kind of reminds me of Disgaea a little bit. The music and it might be good. They're not really showing gameplay though. Demon's Night Fever. That's probably coming to Switch and Switch 2. Probably. They didn't announce any platforms. So yeah, they didn't announce any platforms at all. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of has that level 5 art style, to be honest. Yeah, a little bit. Reminds me like Disgaea level 5 a little bit. Yeah. Hey, what's up, the Great Wah? What's up, my view? So I couldn't unlock the Mario Kart, the costumes of Mario Kart because I switched to auto transformation setting off, which prevents you from unlocking auto transformation setting off. I didn't even know there was a setting for that. So there you go. So there you go. Yo, but what's good, the Great Wall? Welcome. So yeah, I'm not sure. There might be some other announcements from Arc System Works, but I think Superpower Man asked me why I wasn't streaming the show. Well, there you go. That's the reason why. They might have something big though. They might have something big to announce soon, so yeah. We'll see. We'll see what else. We'll keep our eyes peeled. Somebody have their eyes on that Arc System Works showcase. Here's the thing, guys. I don't like streaming showcases from individual developers. Showcases from individual developers usually are they're usually not incredible because there's only so much one developer or one publisher or no one developer can do, right? Or developer publisher. Like a lot of times it's just not great. So that's the reason why I don't like streaming them, you know? I've done it before in the past and we've all been like, hey, look, these games are great. Capcom always has great games. Capcom will always have great games, but it's like, oh, here's an update. Oh, well, here's some type of game. Oh, well, it's like, you know? People don't even like when I stream the Indie World showcases, and that has like a bazillion different games in there. So people don't even like that. So yeah. Justin with another $3 donos.
I keep getting headaches. I have to stop playing 30 FPS games. Lol JK.
Yeah, do not play those 30 FPS games. You'll get those headaches. Death Stranding in 30 FPS. Headache Central, baby. I keep buying all the Capcom collections on Switch eShop. Hey, there you go. Yeah, the Mario Edition is actually fire. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Chupa Dark and you are all running games in Strikers. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna run some games in Strikers for sure. For sure. I like when you stream the indie showcases. Yeah, I like streaming the indie showcases too. Am I into all the games? Absolutely not. Are there a lot of people who do like those weird type of indie games for good prices? Yes. So it's good to stream them, but yeah, but it's one of those things where like I'm good, you know. I am good when it comes down to it. I just don't feel like I just don't feel like streaming them, you know? So yeah. Let's see, the PC Gamer article was so bad. It was pretty bad. Nah, I don't know. FSM Rebirth at 30 FPS felt disgusting. Yes, not all 30 FPS is the same. Not all 30 FPS are created equal. Let me give you guys an example. Elden Ring at 30 FPS, or when you put it in the quality mode, it feels like like somebody's doing like a flip book, like flip note studio or flip book studio. Like you ever seen like those little flip pages where people draw different pictures and it goes, it's like flip. It feels like flip note. 30 FPS in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, not ideal, but doesn't make me feel nauseous, doesn't make me feel sick. I don't know what they do, but not all 30 is created equal. 30 FPS in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, not good. That 30 FPS mode was terrible. I had to play it in the performance mode. But I think it's like maybe more realistic and more intense the graphics are, the worse 30 FPS is. The more basic and simplistic the graphics are, the easier it is for 30 frames per second to be tolerated. I think that's what it might be for some people's senses, you know. Jakin with the 81 months. About to board my flight to too many games. Hey, congrats, man. I can't go this year, but have fun, Jakin. Have fun. Let's see here. Elden Ring on Switch 2 is going to be crusty. It probably is, but it might not be. We'll see. They might do something to where it's not as bad. I'm talking about Elden Ring in the 30 FPS 4K mode. Like the 4K mode, 30 FPS, that mode was just, it hurt my eyes. You know, it really did. Like, I'd rather have an uncapped frame rate where it's hovering between 30 something to 40. So I'd rather have that, you know, than that 30 FPS mode in like certain games. Yeah, it really depends on how the game is designed, man. It really depends. Some games feel fine at 30. Like, it's still not ideal and I don't like it at 30, but it doesn't jack your eyes up. And some games jack your eyes up at 30. It really is game to game, because I've played a lot of games at 30. Like, Astral Chain does not jack your eyes up at 30. Like, don't get me wrong, 60 would have been more ideal for the gameplay smoothness. My eyes don't hurt, and it's not like I'm about to throw up because I'm playing Astral Chain at 30. Like, but once again, Final Fantasy, I couldn't play it at that. Elden Ring couldn't play it at that. At least the 4K 30 mode. I think it's really just based on the art style, man. Like it's art style, and it's just like how the game, like how they handle some of like the processing effects and things like that. I don't know. OJ, I'm playing Switch 2 to see Mario Strikers GameCube, but you can't see it in the app. It's not out yet. It's out on July 3rd. Ragamuffin. VRR monitors help with a lot of these games that support it. Yeah, that could be it. But I know that I didn't, when I was playing Astral Chain, the first time that I played it definitely did not have VRR. But I see what you're saying though. Like if you play Elden Ring in quality mode on a VRR, but I played Elden Ring with but no, the PS5 version didn't have real VRR. So no, I didn't. At the time that Elden Ring came out, I don't think the PS5 version had like good quality VRR, or there was something wrong with the it wasn't on the PS5 version of the game. I know the Xbox version had the VRR, but I don't think the PS5 version had it. So yeah. So I don't think it had it on there, man. So yeah. Yeah, this guy's it's just a sock account, guys. Don't worry about him. Maybe the frame pacing. Yeah, there could be some frame pacing issues, things like that. Yeah, so it's not all created equal. Some of it is weird in terms of how it works compared to other games and stuff like that, man. Taking a 60 FPS game and making it 30 is jarring. Yeah, maybe. For some reason, Ukulele made me nauseous. Ukulele did make me nauseous. You're right. It did. I think 3D platformers will make you nauseous at 30. A 3D platformer, because of how you have to move the camera and how things, like even with the simplistic graphics, a 3D platformer like Ukulele will make you nauseous. It made me nauseous when I played it. I felt nauseous when I played it as well. Yeah. 3D platformers need to be at 60. All platformers need to be at 60 for the most part. If your game is at 30, if it's like a Kirby's so slow paced, Kirby moves so slow, and like it's like an action game as well, that one's a bit more tolerable, but like fast paced or big, quickly moving side scrollers or 3D platformers need to be at 60 in my opinion. Fallout, I played Fallout 4 at 60 because I played that on PC. So but I just got nauseous because of first person. But Fallout 3 made me nauseous, but I pushed through it even on the PS3 360. That game was running like at 20 frames per second most of the time. And it would get me nauseous, but I would just take breaks, drink water, just just look away. It would get me nauseous though. But like even like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Metroid Prime, all these games throughout the years got me more nauseous. But the problem is that as I've gotten older, it's just gotten worse and worse. Like it's not gotten better, it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. So that's the problem that I'm dealing with right now, So yeah. That's the problem that we're dealing with, when it comes down to it. What's the bigger jump in performance, N64 to GameCube or Switch 1 to Switch 2? I don't know on paper which one's the bigger jump. They said computing performance that the Switch 1 is 10 times stronger than the Switch 2 is 10 times stronger than the Switch 1. So does anybody know in computing performance how much stronger the GameCube is than the N64? Or I can look it up. How much stronger is the GameCube over N64? So I can maybe Google search it. 5 times faster. 5 times more memory, 5 times faster. Processing speed. So I guess if we're just looking at it, if we go based off of what the internet's saying right now, they're saying the Switch 1 to Switch 2 is a bigger jump than GameCube to N64. So yeah, that's what I said. That's what the Switch 1 to Switch 2 reminds me of. It reminds me of the NES to the Super NES or the GameCube to the N64. The GameCube is essentially just the N64, but it's just more third-party friendly and just better, easier to develop for, faster. It just took a lot of the faults of the N64 and the early 3D tech and just said, hey, let's just make this perfect. That's what it did. And the Switch 2 to Switch 1, hey, look, there's a lot of faults with the Switch 1. Let's just try to fix as many as we can. Not going to be perfect. GameCube wasn't perfect either, right? But let's just try to fix as many as we can, and let's just put it out there and see what happens, right? So that's essentially what's going on here, you know? N64 to GameCube was more of an impressive leap. I don't know if it was more impressive or more so that it's the law of diminishing returns. So it feels more impressive, right? Because graphics were more primitive back then. I'm not sure if you know the law of diminishing returns, but check out the law of diminishing returns. The more polygons you add to something, the less and less impressive it becomes. So the Switch 1 to Switch 2 jump is probably, from a technical perspective, more impressive in terms of technology, obviously. But in terms of what you see, yeah, the N64 to GameCube is definitely going to be more impressive. Bakaru is 30 FPS on Switch 1, and it was horrible because I did not keep a solid 30 FPS. I was happy when it came to PC where I finished it. There you go. Switch 2 is like 10 times more powerful than Switch 1. Well, they say that. In all actuality, I guess, I mean, Digital Foundry doubted that, so I don't want to say that it's absolute, but yes, in terms of processing and all that, they say that Switch 2 is 10 times more than Switch 1. I mean, in order to emulate Switch 1 games and emulate them really well, to not only emulate them, but then to emulate them and then have the headroom to bump them up to 60 with no patches, you do have to be significantly more powerful to emulate a game. Because remember, it takes the code, rewrites it, drops it in there, and then it brute forces it running better. Now, if the Switch 2 wasn't as powerful enough, like to do that, like the emulation would be way more crustier. It would be, a lot of games might just be at 30, or maybe they'll just lock it at 30. It wouldn't boost it up, even if it was uncapped. It probably wouldn't do as much, or maybe they wouldn't be able to lock it at 60, or whatever the case is. But the fact that you can get a lot of games that run at, don't run good, and then it runs at 60 on Switch 2 with no patch, that just shows that the Switch 2 is significantly stronger than the Switch 1. Emulation is not easy, or it's not like free to do. You've got to have enough power and then some to emulate things very well. That's why some people can't emulate stuff like GameCube and all that well on like their PCs, because your PC might not be good enough to do that, most people can though in today's day. But back then, when people started emulating GameCube and stuff, some people's PCs would crap out, wouldn't be able to run them because they just didn't have enough power to get it done, like in terms of to run it, So yeah. Justin with another $3 dono. Let's go.
For anyone who has Bakaru on Switch 2, it now runs at 60 FPS.
Okay, Bakaru now runs at 60 FPS. Okay, I think it's time for me to play. I think it's time for me to play Bakaru, because I've been holding off on playing the game, but I think it's time for me to play the game now. So I'll probably pick it up now that it's at 60. Okay. But I've got too many games to play, man. I got too many games to play. So yeah. Let's see. Honestly, I think it's so far the best launch Nintendo had, but you wish that there was more stuff with unlockables and carts with Mario Kart. Yeah, they'll probably add stuff as we go along. It just launched, so they'll probably add more things. Shouldn't believe Digital Foundry, to be honest. They have many false info on Switch 2. That's true. That's why I say, hey, look, it's good to get opposing opinions on there from people that are at least trying to research things. That's why I rather give Digital Foundry some credit and clout than other people, because I don't think Digital Foundry is just trying to hate. I don't think that they are. I don't think that they have some type of super negative thing against Switch. Like I really don't. I personally don't. But some people do. But yeah, they've been wrong on Switch, too. And listen, they were wrong. They were wrong on a lot of things. We've all been there before. They were wrong. I mean, I think the biggest problem is that, like, they don't really admit it that they were wrong. Like, they do and they don't. They brush it off. Like, they brush it off to the side whenever. Or they try to continuously find things to support that they were right. So, they have a reputation to uphold. But, I don't think that they're abrasive. They're never really too abrasive. They're never really too crazy about it. And they do a good job of keeping their cool, despite them being like, screw these guys. Like, despite them probably somewhat hating their audience. But Digital Foundry's audience is insane. A lot of them, there's a lot of great people that are there, but their audience is insane. So I do think that there are, like, they do a good job of keeping their cool. I gotta hand it to them. They do a good job of that. Because, like, listen, I don't always keep my cool, but I'm not an entity like them. I'm not I don't have, like, if I had other employees that were on my payroll and I have to worry about how people perceive them, that I probably wouldn't talk as much as I do, you know? Like, but it's just me. So I don't have to worry about nothing. So when people try to associate it to John or them, I'm just on a podcast. Don't try to sit there and try to say to them like, no, or don't try to associate me with anybody else that somebody else got to say. That's their business. They're not on my payroll. So it ain't no big deal, you know? So I think, but they do a good job with that. They do, especially that main guy, the Ledbetter guy, whatever his name is. He does a good job. People be roasting him all the time, and he does a pretty good job. I know John Lemon had a little bit of a mental breakdown a couple of years ago from people talking so much, but yeah, I think they do a good job, you know. Have you noticed screen on Switch 2 being slower than the Switch 1? Seeing some people talk about that. Everyone's favorite DF said it was like 30 MES input delay. We talked about that, Nick. You weren't here when we talked about that. But I swear I've been playing the Switch 2 and I have not noticed anything being slower on Switch 1. I really haven't noticed it. I played Fire Emblem Warriors and I played that on Switch 1 a lot. I played on Switch 2 and it doesn't feel incredibly slow to me playing on Switch 2. And I've been playing my Switch 2 like crazy. So I don't feel it and I don't see it. I don't see it and I don't feel it. And if I did, I'd bring it up. When I did my review for Switch 2, I didn't notice anything. Anything that was an issue, I brought it up. I brought up every issue that I had. I brought that up in my review. And I have not noticed a single thing. But if you play, like, before the Switch 2 came out, everybody played it. Digital Foundry played it. Everybody played it and nobody said anything about it feeling slow. Now, there are some people that are saying, no, people were saying it. But none of the reviewers, nobody said anything until, oh, we're testing. Oh, now it's like slow. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. So even Digital Foundry, they played it before and didn't say anything about a slow screen until they tested. And then, oh, that's a big problem. So I promise I've played it. If you play it yourself, nobody said anything. No reviewer, or even after the review started coming out, or nobody that played it at events or anything, it's the same screen. Nobody said anything then. Nobody said anything that from what I saw from any preview or anything. And also people played it. Like there was the experience where you can go play it, fans can play. Nobody said anything there either. So I tried though, man. I've been playing it a lot. I've tried.
I'm going to switch up for my Switch 2 performance reviews.
I've been going, yeah, Switch Up is pretty good for the Switch 2 performance reviews. He does a great job with those. He really does. This screen is fine. I haven't noticed any bad ghosting. Yeah, I mean, if you've noticed input delay or something, let me know in the chat. I mean, I don't disbelieve Digital Foundry. Like, they tested it, and other people have tested it as well. There's been varying results based on what tests people are running. I don't know what software they're running. Apparently, though, it can be up. There can be a firmware update that can handle that or make it better. So I hope that they do that if there is. But I've been playing Guardians of Azuma. I play it on my LG CX OLED, which has a 0.03 response time, you know, and I play it on my monitor here, which I don't know what the response, but it's fast. It's like 0.03. It's like 0. It's really fast. My monitor here. I've played it on, and I don't really notice really any much of a difference, to be honest. Maybe there is some, but I'm trying to notice, and I've played a ton of it portable and docked. So I don't know. I haven't, and I have great eyes. These are not actual glasses, guys. These are not like prescription glasses for seeing. I have 20/20 vision. The only reason why I wear these is to block blue light. But these are not like actual glasses because I can't see. I'm not like Velma or like Jinkies. Where's my glasses? Like, no. Whenever I'm not streaming, I don't wear glasses. You know? So I have perfect vision. I got 20/20 vision. Whenever they tell me to cover up my eye and look at all the different letters on the thing, I always get that whenever I go to the DMV. I've got good eyes. I played running back. Every running back needs to have good eyes. If you got bad eyes as a running back, you're not going to be a running back for very long because you're going to get blindsided and you're going to get knocked out. So I played running back for years, and all running backs have good eyes. Well, not all of them. Well, the good ones do. The bad ones end up not playing. But yeah, anyway, I got good eyes. That's my point. And I'm not seeing the stuff that they're talking about. So I don't know. I noticed the ghosting now, but it's minor. You need a keen eye or be sensitive to it. Yeah, you might need to be sensitive to it, but I guess I'm not seeing it. So yeah. Worth citing out. Anyone with monitor like mine has various HDR settings. I changed the HDR monitor settings to the peak 1000 display, true black either. Change it to peak 1000. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what mine's at right now. I can check though. I can look and see what mine's at. in terms of the display, and I can give you guys. So I have a monitor right here. Let me see. I can see what it's at. Pro mode, GL, upstream. What is this? Gaming, premium color, adaptive sync. Oh man, there's all this stuff. They got an alarm clock. Oh man, I don't know where it's at, man. Okay, here, display HDR. Oh, so you want me to? There's peak 1000 nits, or there's true black 400. Which one do you say is the best one? Rajiv, which one's the best one? Because I've got two: peak 1000 nits or true black 400. So which one's the best one? And I'll change it. I have it on true black 400 right now. So yeah. Let's see here. OJ wears glasses and his hat and his vest for the stream goal. Yo, let's go. Thank you for the $2. I ain't seen. Let's see here. Your videos are all clickbait. Explain to me how my videos are all clickbait, Ghost Chiller. I'd love to hear how my videos are all clickbait. Let me know in the chat. If people are seeing issues, I believe them. I don't see them. I have no issues with my NS2. That's just me. Yeah, that's true. If you're seeing something, you're seeing something. But if you're not, then you're not. And that's, I mean, I think the problem is that a lot of both sides want to say no, yes, no, yes. Like they want to go back and forth. Just people can just be like, yo, look, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't have a problem. You see it, cool. You have a problem. And that's it. And then that's it. But everyone's trying to like own each other in some type of way. It's like people can have differences of seeing things or not, you know? Bring back Duck Hunt. Let's see here. You just talk about rumors and give your own guess and opinions. Give me an example. Show me. Tell me what you're talking about. Give me an example. Give me an example. You just said you just guess. So it's all clickbait. Tell me. Tell me how it is. I don't think it's input delay. I think it's screen itself has a higher than normal response time. Fire Emblem. Okay. So what? I talked about Fire Emblem. So what? By the way, I'm gonna respond one more time to you, Ghost Chiller. And if you want to continue arguing, you're gonna have to drop $10 for me to continue. So I got one more response to you. So make it good, all right? Because I didn't sign up to sit here and argue with you. But if you want to argue with me, you can pay up if you want to dominate the conversation. Otherwise, if you want to talk about anything that's in the topic, if you want to ask questions about the stuff, we can do that. But I'm not arguing with you all night, man. So you got one more comment, bro. So no, he doesn't got to leave yet. I'll give him one more. Deported with the 2 says Gunner glasses, mini PC, and robust wife. That's all you need. No, that's all we need over here. I appreciate that. That's all we need over here. Let's see here. Similar to how everyone taste buds are different, some things won't always be the same taste. Yeah, that's true. That it could be that too. Yeah, it could be that as well. Yo, Jeremy, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you. Let's see. I'm happy I'm not in the L lottery. I got my wife. Thank you, Deported, with another $2 dono. Yo, combo breaks. 245 on the board. Yo, we out here tonight. Wait, how did we get to 245? Did we really get that high? Damn. Shout outs. Let's go. That's crazy. Good stuff. Thank you guys for the support tonight. Hey, we out here. Let's see if we can get the 300 triple. That'd be the double platinum. Triple double, triple platinum. Let's go. Triple double. I got my wife Princess Peach Showtime for her birthday. She's having a blast. Nice. I'm glad that your wife is liking it. Sandstorm Rebirth says, surprised you aren't watching the debate. Man, I ain't watching that debate. I ain't watching that crusty ass robot, man. He's a clout chaser, a fraud, and a disingenuous nobody. I don't know why you guys are giving him so much. What's it called? Clout. There's no reason. He's gonna do this all gen. Like he's just gonna be talking all gen. He's gonna be calling, like, you know, he's gonna be doing that all gen. Like he's not anybody important. I don't know why people are. He's a complete moron. Like I did my one debate with him. He's a complete idiot. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna waste my life hearing this moron talk. Like I'm good. So yeah. Dude, I have the debate on my TV. It's awful. I bet it is. I really bet it is. I ain't worried about it. I did my debate with him. I felt like I was talking to a complete idiot. I not even felt I was talking to a complete moron. So I'm good. Jose told that dude up in the debate. Why y'all bringing him up here? That's what I'm saying. Like, mods, link the if Dior's here, link the debate for those people that don't know what we're talking about. Mods, link the debate. Can y'all just fight, please? Let me tell you something right now. There's not a soul of anybody that said anything about me that would ever want to see me in a fight. That's one thing that I know would never happen. But hey, the people that I'm available. Put 10K on the line. Some for charity. Winner takes the rest. Let's do 10K. So I'll put that out there right now. Any of these people that have talked about me on this, I'll do a fight. You guys want to fight me? I will sign up for that day one. Please. Now, you want to get me excited? You want to get me ready to go? Yes. I will kick any one of these guys' asses. If they want to fight, oh, I will do that. I'll do that in a heartbeat. But any more debates or watching them talk? No. But if they want to fight, oh my God. But like I said, it has to be for money. It's got to be, like I said, 10K, 5K, 5K go to charity, winner takes the rest. So 5K for charity, winner takes the rest of it. So we both bring 10K. So then winner goes home back with 15K, you know? So yeah, that's the only way that I do it. That's the only way that I do it. But I ain't doing it for free. But yeah, you start about fight, please. Now, that'll get me excited. I'm not excited in debating any of these people. They're idiots. But a fight? Oh my gosh. But trust me, they will never, ever sign up for that. they would not do that. That wouldn't happen. Somebody actually said that before, and I just laughed. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, right. These nerds, please. That would be bad. That would be really, really, really bad for them. They would go home hurt. Let me just say that right now. Imagine going to a fight after you talked all that ish about someone and them beating you up. You couldn't even talk about them anymore. Like you wouldn't even be able to say anything. It would be so embarrassing. So yeah, that would never happen. So yeah, now the topic is game key card. My gosh, this robot guys is just stupid. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Wait, who's putting up 10K? It'd have to be 10K per person. BPT boy. So the person puts up 10K, I put up 10K. So then we take 5K of that and we donate that to charity, right? So 5K charity of whoever wins, a charity of their choice. So then we get sponsors, we get people to, I'd find a promoter. So we'd find somebody, I'd speak to one of my YouTube friends. We'll find somebody who can promote it. We'll have a rundown, you know what I'm saying? And we can get we can get to like a little gym in Texas or in California or whatever. Find a gym and we can fight. I'd be more than happy to do that. But like I said, it needs to be for money. It needs to be for like a good cause. It needs to be for a good cause and it needs to be for money, Yo, Kevin Valencia with the $10 dono. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Yeah, there was one guy, I forgot the YouTuber, but he deleted his whole existence. He deleted his whole existence after we agreed to fight, and it was going to be a 10K total fight. So it would be winner takes 5K. So this was like in 2018. So winner takes 5K, and then the other 5K goes to charity. Now you're on your own for food, training, where we've, flying out to Texas, or whatever, flying out. You're on the hook for all that. But 5K needs to be put into the pot. I bring 5K, he brings 5K. Once again, winner takes that. You know what I'm saying? Other one goes to charity. So yeah. You and Banana Guy would be a nice matchup. A Switch 2 versus Steam Deck. We would not be a nice matchup. We would not be a nice matchup because one guy is a fake tough guy. That's him. Another guy's an actual fighter that would beat his ass. Like, no, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a nice matchup. One guy's fake and talks a lot and acts like he's big and bad when he's not, and then the other person actually knows how to fight. So yeah. But like I said, no hate towards anybody else. I mean, lots of people don't know how to fight. Like it's fine. Lots of gamers don't know how to fight. Like, I mean, why would you learn how? First of all, learning how to fight is just weird. Like it's good to self-defense, but most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point in fighting people. Obviously, you don't want to fight. So I don't blame people for not knowing or being bad at it. But it was just different growing up in my day. You know, you would just learn. You know, you would not only would you learn, you'd get beat up if you didn't know. People would rough you up, take your lunch money. The whole take your lunch money thing, that was like a real thing back in my day. Like back in my day, yeah, somebody could really like legit take your lunch money, and you were too scared to say anything. You didn't want to tell your mom, or you didn't want to tell someone, because if you did, that's gonna make you look weak. It's gonna make you look like a punk or you're a snitch, right? So I mean, don't get me wrong, people still told. But back then, I've had my lunch money taken. I've had people just grab me, pin me against the wall. Yo, what you got? I'm like, oh, all I got is this, man. Take it. All right. And I remember they kept on doing that to me. And I remember the next year, I was in 3rd grade going to 4th grade. They tried to do the same thing to me. Hey, give me your lunch money. You know what I did? As soon as he tried to grab me, grabbed his wrist, twisted it, and freaking roundhouse kicked him and ran. I'm like, I ain't giving you nothing. And ran. And just avoided that route every time. But yeah, I hit him with the biggest roundhouse just kick to the head. And I'm like, bro, screw you, man. You ain't taking my lunch money. He took my lunch money like 3 times. I'm like, bro, you ain't taking it no more. I was already poor. How you gonna take my lunch money? Like, lunch money back then was like $2, by the way. Like, so absolutely not. I know how to fight in Super Smash Brothers. Hey, that's how it is, man. And it's also dangerous to fight people these days because too many people got guns on them. So like, you fight the wrong person, he's just gonna shoot you. Like, I told you guys that situation that happened to me when I was in junior high, where I got into a fight with someone. He'd been bullying me all year. All year he'd been bullying me, calling me names all year. By the end of the year, I got tired of him. So he called me more names outside the office. We were outside of the office. Dude, I just went right up to him and I freaking started choking him and started punching him. He like grabbed me and tried to tackle me, and he kind of did tackle me, but I locked him in place and was just hitting him like Dalsim, like yoga, 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 yoga. Like I was hitting him like yoga flame, bro. Like I was hitting him like yoga. So, and you know what he did? Dude went home, grabbed a piece, and waited for me outside. He was gonna just freaking shoot me, you know? But good news is his cousin squealed. He had a cousin that also went to the same school as me. He was the same age and everything. His cousin was talking about it. The yard aide overheard him in their covert operations, and they ended up taking me home, like ended up driving me like around and taking me home, and then also letting that person's parents know, and that's just spending them like, if you come near the school, we're gonna arrest you on the spot. This is at the very end of the year. I think my 8th grade year. Was it 7th grade or 8th grade? It was 7th or 8th grade, one of those two. It was the very end of the year. So you fight the wrong person these days, they're just gonna end up shooting you, you know? Let's see here. Let's see, Deportus is selling with the $2. Says, hey man, that's $2. It's a lot of money back then. Yo, it was. It really was. We're talking, you know, decades ago now at this point, you know, 25, 30 years ago. So it was a lot of money. Shout outs, man. Yeah, the same guy. Yeah, they kept on calling me Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican. So he kept on doing that. So he was doing that all year, by the way. He was doing that all year. And I just laugh, or I just brush it off, or I just be like, whatever, you know, until yeah, I just got tired of him. So I just beat him up, man. He was so angry because he didn't expect me. He didn't see me as a fighting person. I didn't fight. I was on my best behavior in junior high. I already got expelled from one school, so I wasn't trying to get expelled again. And back then we had these things called your permanent record. Remember Doug Funny? Like, you don't want that on your permanent record, you know? We already had that. People would already think of you as a troublemaker. So I already had got kicked out of one school and then had to go to like a separate like secondary school thingy. So now I wasn't trying to get kicked out, so I didn't fight nobody at that school. Like, I was good. People would push me sometimes, and I'd just be like, you know what? I'm not fighting. I kept my nose clean for the 2 years, or the last. I was there for like 1/4 of 7th grade, and then all of 8th grade. I kept my nose clean. I didn't fight anybody. I didn't cause any trouble. Not too much. I was good. I was being good. So I really wasn't trying to fight this dude. So I just leave it alone. But I just kind of, it was too much. It built up towards the end of the year, so I had to do something. Yeah, I got suspended for 3 days. He got suspended for a week, But he thought I only got suspended for 2 days. So he was waiting out there for me, but I was still suspended. If I would have went there, oh my God, bro, this dude would have straight up just capped me, you know? So you got to be careful in today's day. You don't fight nobody because a lot of people just pull out a gun and shoot you. See a bunch of friends that were all big of their age, so no one messed with me in high school, especially in high school. Yeah. Let's see here. He triggered your overdrive meter. I mean, I don't know. Or he triggered. I don't know. I just got angry at him, man. He was doing too much. Like, some of his jokes might have been a little bit funny, you know, but I had told him to stop. I told him, like, yo, man, chill. Like, we're good. You know, you don't got to keep on making the same jokes, you know, over and over and like every day. You're making the same jokes like every single day, you know. It'd be like if I constantly made the Princess Peach or that freaking Mario movie jokes with Party Man, like every day. Party Man would be like, okay, that's enough. Like, we had already been doing it too much. So like, what if I made those every single day, all the time, but not even on the internet, but in person? I think anybody would get upset. So this dude was bullying me every single day for like 2 quarters. So like half the year, every single day. As soon as he transferred, because he came in here from like Mississippi or something like that. So he transferred in from Mississippi to California, and he had been making fun of me like every single day, bro. So I just got kind of tired of it, man. Like I got real tired of it. Let's see. I feel you. We all have our limits of what can be met. Yeah, there's actually only so much that we can take, man. Like, so I just got tired of him. And the teachers understood this. That's why. Listen, I should have been expelled. Because if you already get expelled one time and then you get into a fight at another school that you transferred to, that's usually instant expulsion. You know, that's usually instant expulsion. But they didn't expel me. They just suspended me because I went through and they interviewed other kids, and other kids said, yes, this guy has been bullying him the whole year, like pretty much the whole year. Not like when he first came in, like he wasn't doing it as much, but it was like in class, he'd make fun of me. And like everyone would laugh. He'd make fun of me when we were eating. He would make fun of me when we're playing basketball. And he sucked at basketball. He was trash at basketball. I was so much better than him. I was good at basketball. And he would make fun of me for being good at basketball. Like, I'm like, how do you get made fun of for being good at basketball? This guy just had something out, man, for me. I don't know, dude. Like, you make fun of me for being good at basketball. Like, oh, man, you trying too hard out here, man. I ain't even that serious. Look at this guy. Michael Jordan. But with no money, he broke, though. I'm like, oh, Lord. We're like 13 years old, dude. What are you talking about? We're like 13. Like, what are you talking about, bro? So it was just funny. It was looking back at it, it was kind of funny. But now at this point, it's like, you know, it's like, at the time, it was like, okay, this is getting old, dude. So yeah. Let's see, this dude sounds like he was mentally slow. He was definitely a moron, yes. He went to... He was definitely a moron. I heard him read. Yeah, well, the dog can't count over... I was like, the one thing that I said back to him, I was like, speed it up, Junior. And I thought since he messes with me, I thought I'm gonna mess with him a little bit. And that, he's like, oh man, I can't believe you. He just started going off on me, calling me every name in the book, and I was just sitting back, just like. So that was like the one time that I said something back to him because he had already been messing with me all year, or for that number of months, you know. Let's see here. He kept calling you Jamaican, deserved it. Inter-racism stuff is whack. Yeah, feel you, man. But it's all good though, you know. You guys are on Princess Peach joke marathon for a while. We kind of were on the Princess Peach Showtime, right? That one. Yeah, we were kind of on that one for a while. We were. That's true. We kind of were, though. But at least it's not in person. What if it was in person? That'd be even worse, right? If it was like every day I saw you, hey, party man. And then like some Princess Peach thing. That'd be even worse. you know. But this guy would do it like I'd be like talking to a girl, right? This guy would come up, yeah, that guy, he'd be sitting there, and I'm like, bro, now you're even doing what I'm trying to just like talking to it. Like, come on, man. Like, this guy was mad corny though, man. Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, I would never do that if there was like a girl that you're interested in or whatever. I would never do that to somebody. Just sit there and like hit him with the CB right there, you know? Like, it was crazy. So I'll never forget the day my brother came into school one morning and told my older brother bullying me if he did it again and ever touched me, he'd beat him up. The boy was lost. All is, yeah. Sometimes big brother come through, you know? But the thing about it is that I never asked my brother to handle any of my issues. I never did. I had an older brother. We never, actually, to be honest, we never went to the same school at the same time. Oh no, we did one time, but he's 6 years older than me, so it was only one time that we went to the same school, and it was like I was like in kindergarten, I was like small, so there was like nobody doing anything then, so there was never at a time. But there was one time where I had a friend of mine, Dominic, and there was another guy that we knew that went to our school, and he had like an older brother, and we were walking, and like there was like back then, like, you know, the mailboxes that were just out there, and like my friend Dominic acted like he like took one of my something that I had and like hid it like behind the mailbox, and the guy saw from the house, and he came out and he had dreads, he had his shirt off, it was a big buff black dude, and he was like, and he picked up my friend and was like, what do you do? And I'm just like, I'm like paralyzed in fear, you know. Like I said, this guy is clearly like in high school. We're like, I think we're in 5th grade or something like that. We're in 4th or 5th grade, and he's like, what'd you do? And he like holds him up. And we're there with my friend Dominic and his little brother. And his little brother goes, ah! It just runs away. I'm like, Jalen, where are you going? And I'm just standing there. I'm just waiting to see if he starts to like hit him, then I'm like, okay, I've got to kind of jump in. We got to like take him on. But like I said, this was freaking terrifying. Because once again, this guy's in high school. He's probably like a junior in high school or something like that. So he's like 16, 17. We're like 10 or 11, you know? And this guy's about to like destroy him. So I'm just sitting here terrified, but waiting to make my move. Like, oh man, like I gotta do something because I'm not gonna let my friend get killed. Like if he's gonna kill him, he's gotta kill both of us. I'm not gonna run and leave him. We were good friends. So then eventually he just puts him down, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I don't gotta get my head beat in. You know, I'm like, thankfully he just put him down. You know, but I told my brother. And my brother went looking for him. I remember that was the one time, but I couldn't recall who it was. And I didn't exactly know which house he came out from. So my brother was asking me, okay, well, what's his name? Because they would go to, because at the same time, yeah, he was in high school. So he was going to confront him at school. But I didn't know who it was. I didn't know his name, and I didn't know who it was, and I didn't know which house it was. So my brother couldn't find him. But that was the one time where I actually went to my brother and said, yo, like, that guy was being crazy. And my brother was just, I don't know if my brother was going to fight him, but my brother was definitely going to confront him. Like, hey, man, you need to chill. But yeah, outside of that, like, anytime that I had little scraps, like, in the neighborhood or anything, like, if I told my brother, he's like, oh, yeah, you're going to have to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you handle it. Like, I never told him and told him, hey, go fight somebody or anything like that. But sometimes a big brother does need to step in, though. Like, sometimes he needs to step in. Like, yeah, sometimes. Like, if I had a little brother and he came and told me something, I'd definitely step in. I mean, I wouldn't hurt anybody little, but I would have been like, yo, like, you need to chill, you know? So, sounds like a kid from Polar Express with glasses. Yeah, man. What's your favorite Switch game on the new Switch? You mean the Switch 2? My favorite Switch 1 game on Switch 2? Probably like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's been such a great upgrade, man. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's really good. Or even like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Those are good too. Those are really good. I'm listening to the debate and it's interesting. I bet. I'm good. They're probably going to be going for a while. So yeah. Shadow Fox, his streams can take a hot minute. Shout out to everybody watching though. We do have about 20 minutes plus left on today's show. So make sure you hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you have not. And if you have any questions, feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence, just PlayerEssence by itself. More than happy to answer all of your beautiful, awesome, lovely questions. So yeah, man. So yeah. Um, let's see. And side note, I don't know what's up with this drama between Stop Killing Games and Pirate Software. Since like YouTuber that advocates physical games being destroyed. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. It's all good. Let's see, the kid running away is slapstick comedy. Oh my god, bro. I was like, Jalen, no. Stay, but he was like 4 or 5 years younger than us, so he had to have been like 5 or 6 years old. He was really young, so I think he ran to go tell his mom, actually. But his mom was at work, so I don't know. He just ran away. And was left his brother, and I'm like, oh my goodness, don't run, dude, just wait, he can't fight, he can't beat us all up, like, yeah, he's strong and everything, but there's no way he could take all of us, you know, at the same time. Just bite him, you know. Jalen could have just bit him, just give him a good bite, you know. J2 Blue with the $10.
Add 10 more minutes, lol.
All right, I got you. I'll add 10 minutes. Let's go. I got you. Shout outs to my man. 267. Let's go. Combo breaks. Further than beyond. Let's go. Got my Steam Deck yesterday. It was a pain trying to get the update done on it. Had to go to utility settings and change the time and date. Then it worked. Switch 2 didn't have that problem. Well, I mean, yes, it's a PC, so just keep that in mind. It's a portable PC. It's not a dedicated system, you know. So yeah. Has OJ discussed Mango getting dropped as a sponsor? Yeah, we discussed it when it happened, the day that it happened, but I haven't went in depth into it or anything. There's nothing else that I have to say. I mean, listen, Mango just ruined his life. I mean, Mango's got a lot of money, but when you make a lot of money, you're expecting that money to keep coming in, you know? So not only did he get banned from his sponsor, I guess I can talk about it a little bit here, but then he also got banned from Twitch. So he has like 5K subs on Twitch. If you do the math, he makes a lot of money off Twitch. So I don't know when he's going to be back on Twitch or whatever, but yeah, his sponsor was paying him, I think, probably around $10,000. I'd probably say minimum would be $10,000 a month from his sponsor as well. So yeah, that's punishment. He got hit in the checkbook. Like, my man got smacked in the checkbook. That is a drumming. And he got banned. He's getting banned from tournaments, so he also can't make any prize money or appearance fees or stuff like that, right? This is a very serious situation for Mango, that I hope he learns from. I'm not a fan of cancel everybody. You should never get another chance. You know, he was drinking so heavily. Ludwig was encouraging him to drink. You know, was encouraged, and Mango's been known to act stupid as hell when he drinks, and Ludwig was encouraging him, putting him to a breathalyzer. Lud's a fraud, and then throws him under the bus in a live stream. Throws his friend under the bus to salvage his multi-million-dollar gig that he has. Wow, what a good friend. This is what the Smash community is about. You get into a situation or an issue, and the minute it goes awry, you throw somebody that you knew that was your friend under the bus to save yourself. Remember, guys, when Philip went through all the issues that Philip went through, what did I say? I said he was wrong. Philip, the journalist, the former IGN guy, I said he was wrong. I said that this is terrible. I said that, but what example did I give? Does anybody remember back when the whole Philip situation, what did I say? Because me and Philip, we were friends. And I reached out to him personally as well. I DM'd him and stuff. What did I say? Does anybody remember back then? Because this was like 5-6 years ago now. But does anybody remember? I'm going to see if somebody does that. If somebody remembers what I said. If somebody remembers the quote. And then I'll read it. I'll read it for you guys. Smash community has some yeah, it's got some pretty terrible people. You know, some pretty terrible people. So I don't think anybody remembers. So I'll say what I said about Philip because once again, we were friends. Everybody threw him under the bus. And I guess in my streams, I did talk about him a number of times and how bad it was. But I had this quote. Yes, there you go. Minato Mario is right. It was the Kakashi quote. Those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. You're worse than that. To throw him under the bus like you threw him when you were the one who was encouraging him to drink and breathalyze it and say he's super drunk, he's 2.0. Bro, you're the one. Ludwig is a fraud. You're the one who encouraged him to drink and breathalyzing him, and you encouraged him. Ludwig is a fraud. I don't care how this gets back to him or whatever. You threw your friend, your good friend, under the bus. You're scum. You're Kakashi quote. You're scum. Threw a good friend under the bus. Listen, you don't have to endorse Mango. What Mango did was wrong. Listen, air humping or whatever, girls on stream or air whatever, even if you did not touch them or whatever the case is, still doing that, that's bad. That's harassment. That's not good. Ludwig should not endorse that. Obviously, just because you drink, that does not give you an out to do that. Mango took responsibility. Mango said it was his fault. And yes, he should be banned or he should lose out on money or whatever right? The consequences. But as a friend, you should say, look, Mango's going through some things. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand he's going through some things. There's some things that I could have done better too. But he's going through those things. And you know what? We're going to take the appropriate actions. We're going to take the appropriate actions and we're maybe going to, suspend him from any of my events, for a year or for 6 months or for whatever. But to sit there and go on stream and sit there and say, well, he's banned from all my events. He's just banned. And like, bro, your event where you just have infinite supplies of alcohol to an alcoholic? To someone that has alcohol problems? Ludwig is a fraud. I don't care how much money he makes, how many people. He is an absolute fraud for that. You supplied the event, the beer, and encouraged him to drink like that. Now, once again, Mango is his own man. He's 33 years old with a girlfriend and a kid. He should know better. I am not saying that a 33-year-old man should not be able to hold his liquor better, because trust me, he should. But like, I'm talking about your friends throwing you under the bus like that when they know that you're an alcoholic and they know that you have issues. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't just sit there, oh, he's banned from all events. That's performative. You're just doing that you should have just said, hey, look, I'm going to do what's best. Look, for right now, he needs to stay away from the events. It's going to be, but I'm going to help him, look forward to this. Like, but to sit there and just ban him, outright and make it seem as if you're trying to do something for punishment. What a fraud, dude. What a fraud. Let's see here. No, I'm not going to too many games this year. I hate the accountability nowadays involving cutting people off for doing awful things rather than getting the help they need. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that Lud is going to, in the background, provide the type of, support for Mango. I don't think he's going to stop being Mango's friend. I just didn't like the public, oh, well, he's banned he's no longer invited to my events. Like, I didn't like the dog pile. Like, I never said, well, Philip's no longer allowed to be on anything that I do. I never said that. I don't recall saying that. I don't remember. And I said, hey, look, I'm not going to abandon him completely. I'm not going to throw him super under the bus. Yes, you can talk about what he did wrong, but I said that same quote even when I was making my videos or making my streams on Philip. But what he did was terrible. Obviously, what Mango did was way worse than what Philip did. What Philip did was terrible. Obviously, plagiarism is really bad. Stealing's really bad. But what Mango did was obviously crossing the line. But I'm just drawing a parallel in terms of when you call somebody a friend, or some, whatever the case is. So, another thing that I'd say is like why Lud's a fraud is that Ludwig had nothing to say with the hat situation. I don't like the fact that he had nothing to say. He has a lot of influence within the Smash community, and he knows that he does, and he had nothing to say. I don't like how he held the tournament when it comes to his tournament in the Panda Global situation, how he let that crumble without getting the full information there. He just, and did that and got the Panda Cup, that thing, nobody to go to that. So there's just a couple different things that I've seen, from him that makes him seem to be kind of fraud. Is he a bad guy? No. I don't think Ludwig is a bad guy. So let me just make sure that I make that very clear. I don't think he's a bad person overall. Like, I don't think he's like, obviously he's not a felon or a convict or a criminal or anything like that. I do think that he's a little bit fraudulent though. Like that's what I think. When I say fraud, I mean in a certain sense in terms of like how you see things and how you operate based off of your decisions and your moves within your community, So there's that. Let's see. Let's see. If Mango had alcohol issues, it would hold him back anyway, where his friends threw him under the bus or not. He had alcohol issues. Yes, he has alcohol issues. But what I'm saying is that if someone has alcohol issues, which you know that they do, and hold on, give me 1 second. Excuse me. And you encourage them to continuously drinking. Now, once again, Ludwig's not responsible for Mango doing what he did, but I don't think you should throw him under the bus and have no accountability on that sense, because he did throw him under the bus. I don't think you should throw him under the bus like that. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get punished or there shouldn't be consequences for what he did. What he did was bad, absolutely. But I do believe in redemption. Like, I do believe that somebody should not have everything stripped from them, to the point to where there's the point of no return. Look at what happened to Hax. Hax had everything stripped from him. He had everything stripped from him. He had his business, he had his career, he had his friends, everything stripped from him, and he ended up, taking his own life. So I don't want that to happen. I don't want people to be so broken down, where they're a part of a community for, 11, 10, a decade plus of their life, a good 30-40% of their life, they're a part of this community or a part of a community, then all of a sudden all that is taken away from them financially, emotionally, sociologically, you know what I'm saying, or social wise. All that does almost irreparable damage to many people. It's tough, some people can get through it, but some people can't, and they lose that battle. I don't want to see that happen, So I don't think that people should be banned for life. I don't think he should be banned for life. Nobody on this channel, nobody that's ever said the craziest things to me, nobody is ever banned for life. If they eat, I've unbanned people for saying crazy things to me, being mad, disrespectful, and whatever, breaking rules. They've emailed me, said, yo, OJ, my bad. Can you give me another chance? Yeah, sure. And I remember what they said. I know what they said. Crazy stuff, racist things, whatever. And I've had people, trolling, doing all sorts of weird stuff, and I've forgiven, and I've said, okay, that's cool, just don't do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it again. Like, I don't believe that it's beyond redemption, Let's see, you think they'd cut the roster in half for the next Smash Brothers? Probably. I can understand the mentality of, I don't take care of adults, but when you have problems, become my problems, back off. But if you contributed to those problems, you're just as much to blame. Yeah, I mean, once again, it's subjective on how much that he contributed or not, So, but yeah, I feel you. Let's see. OJ forgave me for beating him in Smash Ultimate. Yeah, I did. Party man. Combo breaker. Let's go. So yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. Smash community as a whole is crusty, kind of crusty. Walked away from a destructive former friends. They want to destroy themselves and end up messing up things for me. Better to leave people behind. Yeah. Well, like I said, it depends. It depends on what the situation is. So if you have a destructive friend and you are taking part in that destruction with them in terms of encouraging or potentially even being there, and then you say, oh, well, that they did something crazy. Like, oh, well, screw them. I had all, they're banned from everything. It's like, well, wait a minute, hold up. You were somewhat part of that. It was your event. There was other things like, so there's good times to throw a friend under the bus. That's if they're doing something where it's clearly destructive to where, and you've been uncomfortable with that, or you've been, to the point to where you're like, hey, look, I don't want any part of this. That's fine but you don't have to say anything. You can just simply tell them, you can just tell them behind the scenes. Throwing somebody under the bus is when you do it publicly. That is when you do it publicly. When you just publicly say this performative thing. So that's a very different thing, you know, than moving away from somebody that's destructive, you know. Left Joy-Con from Welcome Tour in Smash 6. Hey, let's go. Dante or Wesker for Smash 6. Wesker would be a bit more interesting because, you know, Wesker's Wesker. We already have Bayonetta, so like that's kind of like Dante. But yeah, Wesker would be super cool. We've never had anybody from. Well, we never had playable. I mean, obviously, Devil May Cry, we never had anybody playable either. But yeah, Wesker. I like Wesker. I would like Wesker because Wesker is cool. I don't think they're going to add a Dragon Drive character. I don't think so. I don't think Dragon Drive's going to get in the game. I don't think so. Let's see here. Maybe wanted to destroy his friends. Sometimes friends are more dangerous than enemies. Well, no, he wanted to preserve his money. Ludwig is a multimillionaire, you know? So he wanted to preserve the amount of money that he makes through his sponsors and everything. Like, he probably got pressure to announce something because he has a lot of sponsors. He has a lot of big deals. So that's the reason why he threw him under the bus, because of the money, you know, which it always ties back to that, by the way. It's not, if there was no, like, let's just say if people were less judgmental and there was no backlash in terms of like from Mango's friends for this, he probably wouldn't have publicly threw him under the bus, but it's because of the money and the backlash. So yeah. Don't you miss multiverses? No, I do not miss multiverses. No, I don't think anybody actually misses. Dude, multiverses went out with a whimper. It was delisted what, in May? It was like nobody even. I remember somebody was like, there was like a Twitter account, save multiverses, bro. Nobody cared. Everyone's like, look at that person like, save multiverses. No. Like, everybody was like, they were burnt, bro. They were burnt on that game. But yeah, nobody even talked to save multiverse. No, nobody even cared that it went out of, dude. They blew it. They blew it. I did like beating up Superman with Bugs Bunny though. Yeah, at first it was kind of fun. The gameplay was way better. They went offline for half a year. They came back and it came back thick, crusty, and bad. Like, it came back legitimately trash. How do you come back with worse gameplay? Like, it felt worse to play. I don't know, Partyman, did you play it after the update? Like, they came back with Unreal Engine 5 and worse. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, the gameplay was solid. I mean, there was some outstanding issues. Taz, obviously that one Adventure Time guy in the first, like, there was definitely some issues at first, but it was way more fun. And then they went offline, came back, and it was worse. Orlando, do you actually think that it did? Are you listening to what we're talking about? Like, are you listening to what we're talking? Do you actually think that happened? Like, what do you think? Like, there's no way that's a real question. That's got to be a joke, right? Like, we're literally talking about how Multiverses is not around anymore. You're asking if it killed Smash. How? How can it do that? It's not even, you can't play it online. There's no, it's delisted. You can't play it. Why are you like, that can't be a real question, can it? I didn't bother because I was not sold on the game when it returned. Yeah, you weren't sold. No, it's not that you weren't sold on the game when it returned, Party Man. You saw what happened when I got smoked, when me and Dark got smoked. You saw what happened when we got smoked in that Invitational. Or in that Red Bull Classic. And that's when you decided that you're never going to play again. It wasn't because it came back and you saw that it didn't play good. No. Your mind was made up when we got eviscerated. When it came back, Party Man, That's when you're like, okay, it's still not good. So that confirmed it. But your mind was pretty much made up when we got eviscerated. Because even in Smash Brothers, we don't get beat like that. Even against the top players. Like, if me and you, yeah, we get cooked in Smash against pros, but we ain't getting cooked like that. Like, I ain't never been cooked. Like, after I learned how to play Ultimate, and I've played against pros before. I've played against Void. I've played against guys literally playing. But obviously, I haven't played against them at tournament. Like, but I've played against good players. And yeah, I've gotten cooked. But I ain't never got cooked like that in Smash. It's almost impossible if you know how to play Smash to get cooked that bad. You can get cooked, don't get me wrong. But the way that we got cooked in Multiverses, that was a whole new... I didn't even know what happened. Excuse me. It was like... Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. It was like I couldn't even play. So yeah. You saw you get posterized and said, dude, it wasn't what is there anything above posterized? If there's anything above posterized, that's what dude, we got like it was like Thanos snapped. It was over before it even like I've never seen our stocks like it was like Death Stranding loading. You know Death Stranding 2, Nick 93? How fast it loads? It was like you look away and you look back and the game was over. It was instant. It was Goku. It was instant transmission. It was definitely instant just bro. I was getting hit by sausages and pancakes and dynamite and tennis balls and rackets like Tom and Jerry just I feel like I was in the cartoon. I'm getting hit with all sorts of knickknacks, paddywhacks, give a dog a bone. Like it was just shiz-whiz. It was just you know. I think I saw some pogs in there at some point, bro. I was getting hit with everything from all the Looney Tunes. It was like I was the Looney Tune. I've never seen that game was busted, bro. It was broken. I've never seen that in my life. Like, I don't even know what I was getting hit by. I'm just getting ping-ponged, just getting racketeered. Bro, it was crazy. Yeah, they threw everything in the kitchen sink, bro. My pride was saved that day, so I made the correct decision. Yeah, you made the correct decision, yeah. Yeah, Nintendo's probably not getting Smash back at EVO. Not anytime soon, because of the situation with Sony buying EVO. So yeah. But it was a bad look, man. It was a bad look. Oh, the internet told you? Yeah, right. The internet. Yeah, okay. So you were joking. Yeah, that was a joke. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was a joke. Let's hear. Bro, it was crazy though. Shaw X, man. Yo, thank you for the dono earlier, Shaw X. But man, it was crazy, bro. That's what happened. I got Super Saiyan 3. But instead of Goku taking forever to do it, he just transformed to Super Saiyan 3 and I just got dragon punched. And it was game over. But yeah, man, after that, I don't think I played Multiverses or did I play? I don't think I played again after that. I might have played a little bit, but I I got beat so bad I don't even remember what happened, bro. Everything's spinning. I'm beginning to think women are swimming in pink linen, beginning to sink. In a couple of minutes, that bottle of Guinness is finished. Bro, I'm just like Eminem. I'm just like, ah. I was definitely dizzy. I was just like, what happened? Bro, I was confused. Bro, I told Doug, I said, Dirk, what happened? He said, I don't know, dude. Said, I don't know, dude. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh my gosh, man. Dark was the funniest thing is that me and Dark, we practice. Dark Synchron, he comes to the stream all the time. Me and Dark practice all day. Dark was grabbing he was grabbing everybody, choking them, throwing them up off the stage. He was just this man was just bodying everybody online. He was just cooking everybody. He was just choke slam, Undertaker. You know, I was like, oh man, we're gonna have a good chance of maybe taking a game, bro. They made Nakat and Void made Superman look like just boy. He's just it's not even Superman. He's just called boy. Just boy. Just call him boy. Oh my god, bro. He wasn't even called Superman no more. The S was gone. The tights were ripped. They were gone, bro. Not even Superboy. It was just boy. It was just boy. There was no Superman, no Superboy, no Super Teen, no Teen Titan. All it was just boy. Just boy. That's it. I ain't never seen Superman get cooked that bad. Like, I mean, that was like when Bane broke Batman's back. This man, the cat took Dark Superman and just said, Wonder Woman. This man was spitting, just cut Dark like 90 times in a row. Just cut, bro. Dark tried to get back on stage, bro. I ain't never seen this in my life, man. This dude's Nakat's Wonder Woman just sliced and diced, sliced him up. Meanwhile, I'm dealing with Looney Tunes Void over here. I'm dealing with Looney Void over here. He's just sitting here hitting me with refrigerators, pancakes, rockets, ping pong balls, all sorts of stuff. Mouse. I'm just getting. Man, listen, I got beat so bad by Tom and Jerry, I didn't even want to see the new movie that came out. And I love Tom and Jerry. I even get a little triggered and get a little bit triggered if I even see Tom and Jerry. Somebody even say, hey, my name's Tom, hi. I'm like, whoa. I'm just like, I can't even talk to nobody named Tom or Jerry anymore. It's like traumatizing, bro. I can't even talk to them. Oh, man. Let's see here. Don't worry, OJ, you're going to get your payback on Marvel Token. Listen, I think in almost any other fighting game, I don't even recall hitting them. I don't think we even took a stock. So it was bad. So yeah, man, that was bad. Uber, man. Uber boy. It's not even a man doing Uber. It's a boy doing Uber. No powers. No powers whatsoever. Power is gone. Lemillion. No powers. He was just a civilian. Civilian man. It was Clark Kent. It wasn't Superman. It was just Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? It was just no powers, Clark Kent. No powers. Right, just regular guy. It was looking just like it definitely was not Superman. I can tell you that right now, bro. Definitely was not Superman. Man, he knocked him so hard. I thought I was the first Christopher Reeve Superman. Wasn't even the new Superman. It was the 1960s Superman. Like when you didn't even have to lift weights, it was that Superman. Man, knocked Dark Superman back into 1960, bro. Oh man, that was crazy. See, speaking of Clark Kent, how's Baron doing? His posts actually get a lot of traction on Twitter. Or well, if that's him, if that's who we think it is. Damn, was it really that bad? Yeah, you guys can look it up. If you just look up like Red Bull Invitational, like Multiverse's Red Bull Invitational. Like just look up that. You can find it on somebody's channel, like on their Twitch or YouTube or something. Yeah, man, it was, dude, we're making fun of it right now, and it seems like we're exaggerating, but what happened was like Party Man was there, he watched. Like what we're saying is not exaggerating. Like this was the actual truth. Like this is what happened. Like we got blown to smithereens. Like it wasn't even close. Not even for like a second. So I'd like to think that we're just joking around, you know. So yeah, man, it was crazy. So yeah, it is what it is, man. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up here for the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. Big love to everybody that dropped donos, man. You guys were crazy tonight. 267 double platinum. So we'll get the double platinum for you guys. Platinum starts at 150, 200, 300, 250, 300. Let's go. Double platinums. We'll figure out the rewards and all that though. So we're gonna play that one more time for you guys. Appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you guys for being great. You guys are goated. I appreciate you guys coming out to the stream. Thank you guys for being awesome. Seriously, you guys are like goated, man. You guys are like the best. So watch my most recent video. Watch my video. Please watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It would really help me out. So go watch the vid. If you've already watched it, watch it again. Check out my Fire Emblem video too. We had 2 videos for today. Fire Emblem video and a Switch 2 news video. So go watch both of those. Thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream. Like I said, thank you guys for being awesome. Love y'all so much. Shout out to all the Elite Ninjas. Big love to Justin. Huge big dono today with the 100. Appreciate that, man. It helps keep everything going. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna have a new video tomorrow. I'll see what it's gonna be though. So yeah, we'll talk about it then. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. We'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.